Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood.
Whatever gets you through the night, it's alright, it's alright.
And now, a guy who loves to watch true crime, but only if it's shoplifting, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome to Nite Lite, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sitting here awash in papers. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing well. Wherever you're joining us from in the state tonight, it's so great to have you. Christmas is approaching. We've got some Christmas talk tonight. We got great guests, a fun question. It's going to be it's going to be an extravagant night here tonight at Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. Conrad Krieger is on the other side of the glass, working the board tonight. And how's it going?
I mean, it's going well.
Yeah.
It was nice and warm today, wasn't it?
It's all right. I didn't go out. Not really an outside guy. But,
Well, I worked up a sweat in the gym, and then after I got out, I was like, wow, actually, it's pretty nice. And I was wearing all, my winter get up. And I had the window rolled down for a little bit just because I was so hot from the gym.
And it was like 40.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
It felt nice,
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think I'm excited. It should be. It looks like it's going to be a white Christmas. I don't think it's going to be that cold out. At least, that could change tomorrow.
Yes, it could.
And it's interesting because we will talk to our first guest tonight. I'm really excited to have my first guest of the night tonight in the form of one Mace Michaels. He is our Civic Media weatherman and does such a great job. You hear him probably at the top and the bottom of the hour, keeping you informed on weather. And we'll talk to Mace about what kind of winter we can have, or we're going to have this year. I keep hearing cold and snowy, but I'm excited to hear from the expert. So Mace will be here at 5:35. We'll ask him if it will be a white Christmas, maybe seek some confirmation. And then we've got Rob Thomas here in hour number 2 to talk movies. I saw a great movie last night, and I'm so excited to talk about it. I don't know if Rob has seen it, but I'll tell you guys about it in just a few minutes. It's an outstanding film. Probably will be in Oscar contention. At least that's what I read. And after seeing it, I can pretty much verify that it was absolutely a great watch. And then we're going to talk some Christmas in Hayward in hour number 3 with James Netz. Am I saying his last name right?
Yeah.
Looks like one of those names where it's kind of a no-brainer, but it could be different.
Just like the basketball team.
The Nets.
The Nets.
But his is with a Z. So it's not like Nets. It's Nets.
Ned's.
Just to be, completely, just to cover all the bases. So great guests and lots to talk about as Christmas is fast approaching, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're getting your shopping done and getting everything. We have an interesting question tonight, too, that we're going to put out to you guys because Christmas, as great as it is, and the holidays in general, whether it's Christmas, Hanukkah, New Year's, whatever, they can be pretty stressful. So we'll talk a little bit about that and all kinds of stuff. We got Bears-Packers again this weekend.
Yeah.
I have to say, this is so Schwaba. Okay, so we had an outstanding Thanksgiving. Like, the kids come home, they both have great news. They're both doing well. We had, I don't even remember what happened. I think the whole family got together. Everybody had a blast. And now Christmas is right around the corner. I think I told you earlier in the week, we're going to go see Frank's Christmas show. Love the Meyer Theater.
Awesome.
Frank and his whole troupe do an amazing job. And my daughter calls today. She's got the flu. So I'm like, well, do I go get her tonight? Because I felt bad. You want your child to be at school and sick. That's terrible. But she's not a freshman. It's like her 3rd year. And for selfish reasons, I'm going, well, do I really want the flu? There's worse places you could be than a dorm room. Come on, kiddo.
Yeah.
No, but she more or less offered. And by Saturday, she should be out of the woods in terms of being contagious. Because I'm like, I can't miss work. I don't like to. If I couldn't do this show, I think I missed 2 shows last year because I was sick. I did not get the flu shot. Well, I learned my lesson. This year I got the flu shot. Did you get the flu shot?
No,
No?
I haven't in over 10 years.
See, you're young. And there were years that I didn't get it either, but it's so, I have never had a reaction to it. It's like, I'm just going to get it. Because last year, it was the 1 year I didn't get it, and I got the damn flu, and it was horrible. So I think I missed 2 shows. I think we put a rerun on. I'm just trying to avoid that. So I don't know. We don't want the flu going around the house.
I don't do it because every time I get it, I get sick instantly.
I think that's a myth.
No, I actually, it happens.
You know what vaccine gives you horrible symptoms is shingles. And I don't think you'll have to get that for a while.
Yeah, I think I got one when I was a baby or something. I don't know.
The shingles shot?
Maybe that's not one of them.
Wow. I had one like when I was 40 and I thought I was going to die. And I'm like, if actual shingles is worse than this, and supposedly it is, because they last like 12 hours. It's brutal, but apparently you do not want shingles. It's even worse. So I will get that again. But I had a flu shot with that, and I thought that was the flu vaccine that was giving me the flu, because the symptoms are similar. But it was shingles, because everybody that gets the shingle shot is like, yeah, it's pretty bad, but, or at least those that react to it, some don't. But they say you don't want shingles. It's not as bad as shingles.
I just have to get over my fear of needles, and then maybe I'll do it again.
Oh, is that the reason?
It's that, and I feel like I get sick every time I take it. So
I used to like have this attitude where like, I'm not scared of needles. I'm going to watch the needle go into my arm. And it was no big deal. And now as I get older, I'm the biggest wuss. I don't want to see
do
it.
That. Every time I've had to do something with, the shots or getting my blood drawn, I look the furthest away I can. There's no way I'm looking at someone putting something in my vein right now.
It's different though. Like when you get a shot, like when they draw blood from right here, that's a more sensitive area. I can't watch that. But like when they're going to jab at it, I'm a mountain of muscle, dude. If they put a needle in my shoulder, I barely feel it.
So I'll tell you this right now.
Joking about.
Yeah, I know. Since I moved to Green Bay, I had to go to get a new doctor.
Yeah.
And I've been putting off getting my blood drawn for almost a year and a half now.
Blood for what? Oh, just to get a basic blood test?
Yeah, blood test. And every time it gets close, I'm like, oh, no, I can't do it. I just can't.
Wow. Yeah,
but this time I actually had to come into the studio. So I was like, well, I can't come in today. Smiling about it.
But just don't look. It still feels weird because they're in such a weird place. And sometimes they can't find the vein. And you feel like a taboo doll or whatever, one of the voodoo doll,
Well, last time I did get my blood drawn, I didn't have any sugar or anything after it. And I tried going upstairs. And I almost fainted.
Lightheaded?
I almost fainted on those stairs.
Oh, wow. That's terrible.
So that's another reason I don't do it.
Just get it done, dude. All right. We've got this. And then I'll tell you another thing I'm not going to do. This scares me more than getting my blood taken was a friend of mine on the way down today. We were talking about a newscaster who he's friends with, who I remember. And she is like one of these type A, live life to the fullest extreme. She has jumped out of an airplane 2,000 times.
No thanks.
It's like you're trying to have an accident. Like if you do it once, because we may have talked about this before. When I was like 21, I was kind of macho, and I thought, I have to jump. I have to do a skydive once. That lasted for about 3 weeks, and I'm like, I don't know if there was like an accident in the news or something, or the chute didn't open, but I know I would get the guy who is distracted and going through a divorce or something, or his wife's cheating on him and he forgets to pull a latch or pack the chute or something. I know that would be me. I am not doing that. And all these people say, YOLO. Of course I like skydiving. YOLO, baby. And it's like, that means you only live once. But all the more reason not to skydive. If I know I'm going to be reincarnated, sure, let's go do it. But one life.
No.
Why would I? But 2,000, dude. That's like, you're trying to die. I get that there's a rush.
Yeah.
I get that it probably feels great, but no way.
I like riding roller coasters because of the thrill that I get.
Yeah, that's a better alternative.
I mean, it's still dangerous.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, it could derail.
Just do like the Screaming Eagle at Great America or at Six Flags. That's like a wooden one.
That is I've done that ride so many times, and every time I feel like my back hurts as soon as I get off it.
Yeah.
My back is just, it's in pain. But I'm like, it was worth it.
Yeah, you're lucky if you get out of there with a concussion. Hey, let's get to our Nightlight question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda.
Question.
Questions.
What is the most stressful thing about the holidays? So I found this thing. It's all about stress and what people stress out the most over. But the holidays, as fun as they are, can be very stressful. So that's our question tonight, folks. Unload. Get this off your chest. What stresses you out the most about the holidays? 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. You can also text us on the app, or if you're watching the radio on the stream on YouTube, Facebook, or X, go ahead and drop us a stream comment there. And if you're there, give us a like or a follow if you're so inclined. But let us know what stresses you out the most around the holidays. Con, you got an answer?
Shipping and handling.
Explain that.
Well, it's that time of year where you're coming around late gift shopping a little bit, kind of.
Leaving it to the last minute.
I
Sure.
believe today's the last day that it's like you could get your gift before Christmas.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I believe it's today. But if you're like me, you left one gift to the last moment, and you remembered it today. And you're
Just
like-
one.
And then you look on the website that you got a link for, and it says, "All right, it's $40 for this, but the shipping is international." So guess how much that was? $40.
And it's not even going to get there. Like, there's no guarantee.
Exactly.
Paying as much as the actual cost of the item. That is nuts.
So I'm like, what's? So I had to go to the Amazon and fire away on there, and hopefully get it before Christmas.
That is brutal.
I was hoping. I mean, it is my fault still, but it still would have costed, no matter what time I looked at it, $38 for shipping.
That's so weird because, and that's your brother's father-in-law.
Yes.
That's a lot of coin to drop on a distant relative. Like, maybe I do that if it's my actual father-in-law. I'm not trying.
No, he's a great guy.
I'm sure he's a great guy.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you're going to empty your pockets. I'm just kidding. Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, so I mean, the other gifts that I got before, like it's like, oh, you have to reach this amount of money to get free shipping. Like some of those websites.
Oh, like, well, if you have Prime.
Well, no, it was. I didn't buy any gifts besides that one on Amazon this year. So I went to this one website and it was like, yeah, all right. So if you do $60,
Yeah,
you get free
right.
shipping. But the item I bought was $50. So, well, either I get another item or it's in the shipping cost right there.
I think, what's going to cheer you up when we come back after the break, and you're going to hear a story I'm going to tell you about a guy who tried to escape in a cop car, but he was nude. That's coming up next, folks, and we'll read some of your texts. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Stupid girl. You stupid girl. Can't believe you fake it. Can't believe you fake it.
Welcome back. I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite. Great to have you here, folks. Mace Michaels is coming up after news, weather, and sports at the bottom of the hour. Mace will be here at 5:35. Very excited to talk to him. This will be his first time on the show. Rob Thomas coming up in hour 2 to talk movies. And James Netz will be here. Photographer James Netz talking about Hayward. What's the event called? The Hayward Christmas?
It's just Christmas in Hayward.
Christmas in
they
Hayward.
have so many
It's
different
amazing.
events just
Yeah.
in Hayward. So yeah.
And it's so picturesque. It's so beautiful there. So we'll talk about that with James in hour number 3. I saw this movie has been mentioned a lot as an Oscar contender. It's called Train Dreams. I hate that it's on Netflix because I do feel like Netflix does not want people to go to theaters based on what I've read. And, you know, they put a movie in a theater for about a week and then they put it, you know, on Netflix so you can watch it in your living room, which is how I watch this. Very good movie, Train Dreams. Joel Edgerton, Felicity Jones. I don't even want to say too much because I don't want to get. You just should watch it. It's just a nice movie. It's a drama. There's not any heavy action or anything like that. And we'll talk. I don't know that Rob Thomas, who will be here in hour number 2, has seen it yet, but I am going to ask him about it. I really, really like the story. It's just about a guy who built the railroads, and he was an orphan, and it's about his life and the people he meets building railroads, some of the tragedies he sees. He marries a wife, and they have a daughter, and that's all I want to say. It's just great. I cannot recommend this movie enough, though. It's just a straight-through drama, and it's only an hour and 45 minutes long, which it's not a short movie, but it's not. Some of these epic movies or where they tell the story of a person's entire life can be 3 hours, and you don't need that. This film does like all the important parts and talks about his friendships, and he experiences tragedy and all that kind of stuff. And then I just love the way it ended, too. It was so good and just a great drama. So I highly recommend Train Dreams on Netflix. Very solid film if you're looking for something to watch in your living room. So, yeah, I saw this con. This was in Denver. The police in Commerce City had an eventful weekend like usual, but this time there was one arrest that stood out from the others. The Commerce City Police Department shared some of the most significant incidents that happened over the weekend, and they posted this on YouTube. There were 300 calls for, like, drunken driving and that kind of stuff. But there was one guy who tried to sneak into the grounds of the police station, and he was trying to steal a patrol car. He took a police car. He got it, took it out. They had a very short chase. They pulled him over and discovered he had no clothes on.
What?
There's a lot that's wrong with this story. Like stealing, first of all, stealing a car, wrong. Stealing a cop car, stupid.
Moron.
With no clothes on, even dumber. Like, you know, and then he's covering himself. Like, they pulled him over and he covers up. It's like, I just thought he wanted to be naked. Like, all of a sudden you get shy? You just stole a police car in the nude. By the way, I love that phrase, in the nude. There was a comic that used to do a joke. Every phrase with in the nude. I was taking the garbage out last night. In the nude. But I just thought this was so crazy. And they booked him with for third-degree motor vehicle theft, second-degree criminal trespass, and driving without a license. There's no mention here of indecent exposure or him not wearing any clothes.
I think they were like, all right, this is enough. I think.
Well, yeah, I mean, being naked it's inappropriate, I suppose, but it's not like you're hurting anybody. Maybe hurting our eyes.
That just sounds like he wasn't. No mentions of like he was drunk or anything.
Not that I see here. And you know what's strange? Like, I expect this kind of behavior in Wisconsin. We like to drink.
Well, I mean, so you said it was in Denver, right?
It was outside of Denver, Commerce City.
Oh, okay. Well,
The Commerce City Police Department.
It could have been
the
a Packer fan.
CCPD.
Could have been a Packers fan.
Just left over,
You
kind
know.
of ticked off. He did it for Micah. He took his clothes off to try to rob a Colorado cop car. I don't know. I love stories like that, though. Mike Siegel, who has been on this show several times, always says there's nothing funnier than a naked guy because something went wrong. Like, there are perverts, and that's not cool. But, like, typically, I saw this reel the other night on Instagram, and this soccer player hit this crazy goal. And he ran up and he jumped on the fence, and his teammates run over, and they're like, grabbing at him, and they pull his shorts down. So he's like on a fence with everybody staring right at him, and his shorts go down. Like,
Oh no.
it's always something that goes horribly wrong. So there you go. Our question of the night, folks, is what stresses you out the most about the holidays? And I am going to steal an answer. I don't think I've ever done this willingly on Nite Lite before, but Jenny Brand, our colleague here at Civic Media, who does a great job, I was thinking this over, and I read her response, and I was like, yes, that's it. And she said the unnecessary expectations we put on ourselves and the occasion. And that's a great answer because, you want the holidays to be great.
Yeah.
We look forward to it. It's like, oh, my God, this is going to be great. So-and-so's coming to town. We're going to do this. And something always goes wrong. It never seems to go as planned. And I think a big part of trying to get through the holidays is accept that and just go, whatever. The bar is low. Let's just have fun. And we used to, when we traveled a lot, it was like when we were coming back to Wisconsin, it was like, oh, it's going to be snowy and beautiful, and the grandparents and the cousins. And then while it doesn't snow, it rains, and then the cousins can't come because they got sick, and then whatever. So I thought that was a great answer from our colleague, Jenny Brand, and I'm going to steal that. And Daniel Wheeler also said, agree. You can't manage others, but you can manage your own expectations. Very well said. What about you, Con? Oh, you already said that.
Shipping and handling.
Is it more the shipping or the handling?
Both. I don't know. The handling too. Like, you want to make sure that present gets to your house intact.
Yeah. No, that's one I would not have thought about either. Well done. All right, so let us know what your most stressful time of the holidays is, or what stresses you out the most. And I've also got top 10 life decisions here people stress over the most. We can get into that a little later too. But hey, we are talking weather with our guy Mace Michaels. That is coming up right after news, weather, and sports right here on Civic Media. I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite.
Bring it to your knees. It's a
Thomas will be here in hour number 2. We're going to talk movies. A very big movie opens this weekend, Avatar: Fire and Ash, the third installment in that series from James Cameron. And the reviews are decent, but it's supposed to be, and no surprise, an absolute visual spectacle. So we'll talk to Rob about that. I doubt he's seen it yet, but you never know. And talking Christmas in Hayward in hour number 3 with photographer James Netz. But right now, I'm very excited to welcome our first guest of the night. I've been listening to this guy's voice for the last 2 years, and he does such a great job reporting on weather here at Civic Media. And I finally have him on the show. Very excited to welcome our pal and outstanding weatherman, Mace Michaels. Hey, buddy, how are you?
Hey there. Thanks. I appreciate the kind words.
Well, you know, it's the least. I got to butter you up, Mace, right? Because I'm going to bombard you with questions about winter.
I will try to answer them to the best of my ability.
No, it's great to have you here. And how did you get such a cool name? Like, did you say I've got to be a weatherman with a name like this, or did you change it for the weather? It's a great name.
Oh, I was 5 years old when I got into weather and broadcasting. I mean,
my
they
gosh.
were, I know, it's sad. I'm like, I love weather. I'm from Minnesota, central Minnesota, up in the Brainerd Lakes area, west of Duluth and north of Minneapolis. And
Sure.
just intrigued by why the weather made changes. You know, why did we see such crazy seasons, and you'd go from thunderstorms to, you know, snow sometimes in a month or two. So that's what really got me into it. But I always was bitten by the radio bug too. And then of course with meteorology, that led me into TV. My name
that's-
though, I didn't even answer
Yeah.
that question.
No, that's all right.
You'll love this. GM in Wausau. That was my first TV job. Mace is my middle name. Roger's my first name. I've always gone by Mace. Roger, dad's name, grandfather's name, but I've always been called Mace.
Okay.
They didn't know what to use for my last name. They wanted to change it. So about a half hour before my first TV weathercast, they're like, well, you're going to be Michaels. You know how the
serious?
broadcast world works.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. So that's not your real last name.
No. Twig is my
Okay.
real last name, which you can,
Okay.
you know, easily anybody can find that. But I've used Mace Michaels all the way through most of my broadcast career. Most stations on the TV side really liked it, so that's just what I've kept using. And you know, now it's back as I come back around to radio, from which I did in high school and college. Here I am using Mace Michaels, continuing on.
Oh, I love that. That's great. Because that's why I asked you. I thought that's way too cool of a name. Like, I probably should have changed my name. I had a couple monikers, like when I was doing radio in college, like, you know, Tim Dawson or something like, but Pete Schwaba is like,
Love it.
it's kind of a mouthful to say. One of our listeners says you have to wet your lips to say the last name properly. So it's not an ideal name for broadcasting, but Mace Michaels, man, you are, that's a name you could set your watch by. I love it.
Well, I had a chief meteorologist that didn't like it, so they made me use Mace Rogers. That was in Michigan, but he thought I was like trying to be this big persona, and I'm like, no, if you knew me, dude, I am not a persona. That is not me.
We have that in common, Mace, because I'm a junior and it's Thomas Peter and they call me Pete. And it is,
Sure.
I don't know if this has been an issue for you, but you know, I used to be a stand-up comic. I would get paid as Pete Schwaba, or I'd forget and pay my taxes as Pete Schwaba. And like, well, wait a minute, it's Thomas. Then I'd have to get a waiver and I'd have to talk to an attorney and get it. It's created a lot of problems that you wouldn't think would be an issue. But I probably should have just done what I'm guessing you do and kept the same name and told people to write the check out to Thomas Peter. I don't know.
Other than the doctor's office and, you know, when you're paying taxes, I'm using Mace Michaels because that's what everybody, you know, when you're out and seeing somebody, or everybody knows me as Mace anyway. So the Michaels
awesome.
part just comes along with it.
I love it. Are you? How do you do around the holidays, Mace? Are you? Is there anything you're stressing about? We do a question here every night, and tonight's is, what is the most stressful part about the holidays? Are you pretty chill? You seem pretty chill when you're giving your weather forecasts anyway. But are you? Is there anything that stresses you out about the holidays?
I'm overall a pretty chill guy, but it not really stresses me out, but I am not a materialistic guy. So
Okay.
finding presents for people is really tough for me. So if there's something that
Wow.
stress or annoys me, is that because I just don't know what to get anybody and I don't know what I want myself. So it
Right.
just doesn't go hand in hand.
Boy, that's a great answer. I'm a terrible gift getter too, but I'm in awe when my brother's does great with gifts. My sister, like they get these gifts and I'm like, oh yeah. Like it seems so simple. Like, why didn't I think of that? But I'm apparently incapable. So I'm kind of right there with you.
That's my mom. She can figure out a gift to get for everybody, and she's the one in the room who loves to talk to everybody, and I'm just usually the guy who I don't know what to get you, and I'm going to go sneak off in the corner somewhere.
Yeah. Here's a gift card.
Yes.
So let's talk a little bit about, if you don't mind, Mace, the weather that over the next week and to get us through the holidays. It was a little bit of a warmer day today, but are you enjoying this weather, or does this seem like an Indian summer after last weekend?
When I stepped out yesterday, I'm in Minneapolis, so I'm not
Okay.
far from you, just a little ways up the road.
Yeah.
It was weird for me to think, I'm like, oh, it feels so much warmer. And then I'm like, it's, barely 30 degrees. So,
Yeah.
that 30 degrees turnaround feels like a huge warm up after we were,
Indeed.
having a tough time getting above zero like you guys this
Yeah.
past weekend. So, yeah, I like the little bit of a warm up. I don't need the winter blast so early.
Okay, same here, because I feel like a lot of weather people seem like you talked about when you were 5 years old, weather fascinated you. It fascinates me too, but I've never felt the need to like chase it, or like I'm perfectly happy watching a thunderstorm from the comfort of my own home or my porch. But do you like winter? Are you a winter guy?
No, I'm more of a summer guy. I mean,
Okay.
I don't dislike winter. As I get older, it gets harder
Yeah,
to deal with.
yeah, for
But
sure.
yeah, no, I'm more of a summer guy, but I don't, completely like, oh my God, winter, what am I going to do the next 4 months? Nah, I'm in weather. I can't complain about it. It's there. It's part of the deal.
Very good. Mace Michaels is my guest. He does weather for Civic Media here. It does a great job. You hear him at the
Geez, you're
top
one of
and
these
bottom of the hour.
professional guys turning it all back around and doing
Oh,
the
I am?
recap thing.
Look
Wow.
at me. I've been
I
trained
know.
well. I'm still finding my way, Mace. It was either this meteorology school or do nails, and I picked radio, so I'm doing the best I can here. But,
I love it. No, you got a great show. I enjoy it.
oh, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Are you I saw this recently. I think it was on Ranker maybe or something, but it said the chances of a white Christmas have dramatically changed. Have you found that? I feel like, I could always count on a white Christmas when I went to Marinette, Wisconsin. We're in Northeast Wisconsin, but it does seem like we just don't get as much snow. Is that kind of consistent with what your research shows?
I'm not sure if it matches up for as much snow. I mean, the last few years obviously have been less. The thing that's kind of stuck out to me, and I'm far from a bigger climatological type guy. I'm a day-to-day type forecaster. That's what I've been
Okay.
doing forever in my broadcast career, and that's just that's what I'm best at. But just thinking back to when I was younger, now here's a young guy, but when I'm older now, that's what it was like when I was a kid. But it seems like the beginning of the winter and falls are much milder, and then the late winter, early spring has, at least here in Minnesota, trended much, much colder.
Hmm.
And I don't know if that's affecting Christmas, like you say, Christmas at snow, but it just seems like we've been. I think of a couple Christmas ago, we had rain on Christmas, and it was
Yeah,
in the
right.
40s. So I don't know if that's a global warming thing, that it's taking the poles longer to freeze, that Siberian cold air to really kick up. And then once it's here, it stays a little longer than it normally would. That's kind of the hypothesis I put together in my head.
Hmm.
I don't know if there's any bearing behind it. I'd have to do more research and read on it. But it just kind of seems like that's been the trend of the last, 2-3
Yeah.
decades almost.
That's interesting. And that's the time I'm ready. Like, you feel like you kind of almost escaped winter. Like, oh, it's been pretty warm. Then all of a sudden, now there's 2 really cold weeks in March, and you're just ready to like drive off a bridge or something.
It was a few years ago. February was our coldest month of the winter, and you're like, why is February the cold one? It should be, mid-January, late December, but not the case the last couple of years. It seems
Yeah.
to trend colder later.
So overall, Mace, like this winter, I can't tell. Like, I read this thing about fewer white Christmases and a warming trend, but do you think this winter will be, and I'm doing this purely for selfish reasons, because if it's really cold, I want to brace myself, or if you're going to tell me, well, it should be a little warmer, not much snow, I want to feel good about it. So do you have overall thoughts, whether it's from Minneapolis across Wisconsin to what this winter will be like, kind of just a thumbnail sketch, if you would?
Looking at, and again, that is not my area expertise, but just kind of following what the models have shown and how our pattern has shifted over the last few months. And then, of course, the National Weather Service, they do a fantastic job, the Climate Prediction Center of long range forecasts. But looking at least through the rest of this month, and there's a model that, doesn't nail down the day-to-day stuff, but it really gives you the trends of how things look over the next month. We definitely are trending on a very active pattern, so maybe better chances for snow, but it's not trending to as many warm days like these. We're near normal or colder than normal. As I even plunge into, I'm looking at the model right now into mid-January, and it's got some real shots of Arctic air. So
Oh, no.
if that trend continues, and with a La Nina, the colder waters in the Pacific Ocean, that tends to favor us to be having a colder and snowier winter. Well, it's starting off that way, and that may just continue. The Climate Prediction Center doesn't expect that to slow down until sometime into the spring months.
That's got to get you excited, huh, Conrad?
Yeah. Sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Thanks
Conrad.
a lot, May. Thanks a lot, Mace.
I was wondering if he was there. I see him here in chat, but he didn't say anything,
Yeah, he kind of like during the interviews, he chimes in once in a while, but usually I have to call on him.
Well,
he raises his hand like he's in school.
I take the powders.
That's
Usually
right.
during
Takes a
that time.
powder. So, Mace, what is something like, obviously tornadoes and hurricanes are very dangerous. Is there a type of weather that kind of freaks you out a little bit as a meteorologist, like a really bad thunderstorm or something? Like what kind of gets you excited?
Excited wise, I enjoy thunderstorms. That's just a meteorology thing. But if there's a type of weather that, I wouldn't say scares me, but if it was headed to my house, I'd be, we had a threat of some very large hail here, and thankfully it diminished a couple of years ago. And it was putting out softballs and baseballs about 10 miles north of me, and the vector of it was coming this way.
Oh, wow.
And thankfully it was much smaller, and really the storm dissipated. It was, 1 a.m. too. So it was even, a little scarier from that aspect. And then I lived in Florida for 10 years, my wife and I, and, hurricane season, I don't miss it. I don't want to deal with it. The tropics, I understand it, respect it.
Yeah.
It was fun to forecast it, but I don't want to live in it again, because you just have to worry about your house and home and your family and your friends all the time when the storm's headed your way. So I don't miss that at all.
Wow. Mace Michaels is here, folks. We're going to do a very short break, and then we'll have Mace for a few more minutes, and then we'll let him get on with his evening. We're going to talk to Mace a little bit more about weather, and maybe I'll ask him if he's a Vikings fan or what he's binge watching. We'll let you off the hook, Mace, a little bit, not just keep this weather related. We'll try to give you some fun, too, and not talk so much shop with you. But it's great to have you here. Our question of the night, folks, is, what stresses you out the most about the holidays? Let us know, 855-752-4842, 855-75-CIVIC. Text us on the app, or if you're watching the radio on YouTube, Facebook, or X, drop us a stream comment and be part of the show. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
A teardrop start, and it breaks my heart. When a teardrop falls, I wanna cry, cry, cry.
welcome back. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. Great to have you with me wherever you're joining us from around the state or maybe in Minnesota, like our current guest, Mace Michaels, is. News, sports, and weather is just around the corner, folks, coming up at the top of the hour. We've got a few more minutes with our new pal, Mace Michaels, here. He does a great job here at Civic Media covering weather. Mace, have you ever chased a storm?
I have with that crazy guy, Corey Hartman, if you're familiar with him.
I was just going to give him a shout out because I saw you had Severe Studios on your LinkedIn maybe or something, and I got addicted to the videos that and it's Corey's voice chasing these storms, and I was wondering if you ever had done that with him or Jordan Hall, who we've had on the show.
I have, we never really ended up. I'm usually in a studio somewhere when most of the severe weather's going on.
Smart.
But when it happens, I've been lucky enough to go out a few times. Never seen a tornado, but plenty of wall clouds and shelf clouds and fun things like that. That intrigues me. And, I know where I'm safe and I'm not safe. So, I never worry about what I'm doing during that type of chasing.
That's pretty cool. You also, you mentioned TV. How is it? Is it different doing the weather? It is, I'm sure. But like TV, you have all these fun graphics you can use. Does it kind of make your job easier or is it a little more difficult because of all the bells and whistles?
Well, just like here in radio, we're ad-libbing. We're just talking about whatever we want to talk about. And people are always surprised that, yes, the news people are reading off scripts and so is sports. And then there's ad-lib in between. But weather's all ad-lib. And that's because I got the maps behind me. So I kind of set my script with the maps, even though I'm not writing anything down. And I, put together my story just like a book, what I want to tell. So when I'm doing TV stuff, which I'm on 3 stations over here in Minneapolis. So if you're in Western Wisconsin, you probably can't escape me. And I apologize for that already.
Did you ever see the movie Groundhog Day and Bill Murray's weatherman character? Did that make you laugh?
Oh, it makes me laugh. And it sometimes makes me scratch my head because there are weather patterns that get like that.
Oh, that's so funny. So you're in Minnesota. Are you a Vikings fan? Do you follow the NFL at all?
I do, but I don't intently. What I do follow closely is MLB. I'm actually a meteorologist with the Minnesota Twins. That's my cool job.
That's really cool. So what does that mean? I didn't even realize that baseball teams had employed meteorologists. Would you just inform them on weather for the game?
We are the only one actually that has a meteorologist on site. A lot use consultant meteorologists on the phone or something, but I'm on site. There's 2 of us, split up that big home schedule, the 80 games, and I'm here for them and letting everybody know when it's going to rain or not. Baseball and water don't mix real well in most cases. So
you get to watch the game though too.
Oh, well, on a sunny 70-degree night, there's nothing better than watching a baseball game semi behind home plate. It's beautiful. I'm spoiled. And I'm blessed to have that job. It's awesome.
One more question for you about weather, and it also pertains to movies. What did you think of the movies, the Twister movies? Like, do you kind of watch those and go, that would never happen, or, oh, this is pretty fun?
You'll laugh at me. The first one I saw, and of course I loved it, I have still yet to see the second one.
Oh, okay. I would imagine it's more realistic just because the CGI is so much better. And I thought so. I've seen both, and I thought the second one, I don't know how realistic it is or not. I'm just a movie fan, but the effects were pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's what I've heard and seen the clips of it. The effects looked amazing. I just wasn't as excited for the storyline. I was hoping there'd be more throwbacks to the first movie, and they, no Helen Hunt. I was disappointed.
Right, and Bill Paxton, sadly, God rest his soul, is no longer with us, which is a bummer. But Mace, this has been fun. Thank you. Before we let you go, I just have to ask you: when you're done at the end of the day, and you kick your meteorologist feet up, and you're not looking at weather, are you binge watching anything? What do you like to watch on colored television?
I'm not binge watching as much because we have 3 Yorkies and a kitty. So they keep me busy and I am playing or collapsing, one or the other.
Okay. No TV, no movies.
I mean, it's on if they're, my wife will put stuff on, but I usually am not the one picking it as much. I mean, if I'm watching something on TV, it's sports.
Nice. That's outstanding. Thank you so much for your time tonight, Mace. It's been great getting to know you, and I hope we can have you on more often. Keep doing a great job. Love listening to your forecasts.
Thank you, and happy to come back anytime. I appreciate the invite. Thanks.
You got it. Have a great night. All right. That is Mace Michaels. That was fun. It was worth the wait. 2 years,
Oh, yeah.
Conrad.
That
I've
was
been
great.
listening to Mace do
Yeah.
the weather, and we finally got him on the show. He's
Yeah.
a busy guy.
Yeah.
Actually,
Oh,
we
yeah, definitely.
We didn't really ask because I didn't know. Sometimes, when you start out, you're like I was the same way with Clemens. Like, he's so busy. I don't want to burden him.
Yeah.
Like, and you hear Mace twice an hour. I'm like, he doesn't have time to come on this little song and dance show.
I mean, do you think
But he does.
Do you think it'd kill him to give us a couple Twins tickets?
I was hoping for him to say, yeah, Pete, pretty much Wisconsin is going to be sunny and 70 moving forward.
I
But
wish.
I'll take some baseball tickets, yeah.
Yes.
He could probably throw you a couple if you're willing to
To take the journey.
drive across the state. That's not an easy drive.
No, especially in the winter too.
Exactly. I did see this. Where is that? Oh, yeah. The best city for Christmas, Conrad. Do you know what it is?
Oh, I gotta say, do you like how I printed the colors on that one for you?
Which one was that? Oh, the map? The one with all the numbers on it with the cities and.
I did that just for you.
Did you really?
Oh yeah.
Next time,
that's a lot of color print right there.
Sharpen the crayon next time because you went outside the lines.
I'm sorry.
No, this is really good. Yeah, because this one, look at this little black and white one. It's like a thumbnail. Like I can't.
Yeah,
even-
that's not fun.
All right, we'll talk about that after we're going to do the news, and then we're going to come back. I'm going to tell you what the best city for Christmas is. You might be surprised, but maybe you won't, and you might be kind of ticked off. So we'll see, and we'll read some more of your texts. Our question of the night is, what stresses you out the most about the holidays? And I'm totally plagiarizing tonight. Jenny Brand, I agree with her expectations, but I think I agree with Mace too, is buying gifts for people. I'm really not good at it.
Just go with you got to do socks. Everyone needs some socks.
Nothing says I put no thought into this like socks or a gift card, because socks for a guy, that's what we just get. And I'm fine with that.
I love getting socks now.
I do too.
When I was younger, I hated it, but now I'm like, this will be great.
I'm totally with you because we talked about this last night. I'm never going to go out and buy socks. So give them to me. But I mean, in terms of me buying gifts for others, I just want to be better at it. So, all right, open to your thoughts, folks. Tell me how I can improve. Be part of the show. This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. Act 2 is coming up after news, weather, and sports.
My sweet Lord, hallelujah. Oh, my Lord, hallelujah. My sweet Lord.
Local news and timeless hits. WGBW, Denmark, Green Bay.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In a few hours, President Trump delivers remarks in an end-of-the-year address, he says, to the nation. It comes as Americans are dealing with higher costs due to inflation and tariffs. The president offering a preview of tonight's speech.
Well, I think the message this evening is we inherited a mess, and we've done a great job, and we continue to. And our country is going to be stronger than ever before very soon.
Authorities in Rhode Island asking the public for help to identify the person of interest in the Brown University mass shootings shown on surveillance video. Providence Police Chief also releasing an image today of a second individual they believe came in contact with the person of interest and want to talk to. Nick Reiner made his first court appearance today in Los Angeles, charged in the murders of his parents, director Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer. Reiner with his attorney waiving his right to a speedy arraignment. His next court date is January 7th. This is ABC News. A major change is coming for Hollywood's biggest award show.
Welcome to the 97th Academy Awards.
And the Oscar goes to YouTube. The awards show will stream exclusively on YouTube platforms starting in 2029, thanks to a new partnership between the tech company and the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. The deal also includes the red carpet pre-show as well as behind-the-scenes content. It comes as Warner Brothers Discovery officially rejects a takeover offer from Paramount in favor of another online streaming company, Netflix. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
ABC and its parent company, Disney, which owns ABC News, will continue to air the Oscars through 2028. The Louvre in Paris has partially reopened despite the continuing strike by some employees. Union workers are protesting understaffing, the condition of the building, and recent management decisions, which they say have intensified since the Crown Jewels heist in October. I'm Michelle Franzen, ABC News.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
You are listening to your local Civic Media radio station on air. Thank you. Did you know we are always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app too? And if you miss a show or game, find it wherever you get your podcasts or on our website, civicmedia.us.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy with a chance of rain tonight and mild as temperatures hold steady to rising through the 30s and 40s, staying there through the morning tomorrow before rain changes to snow tomorrow afternoon and temps drop back through the 30s. And windy, staying colder for Friday and the weekend. Current temp is 30.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1-800-677-1116.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down.
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now a guy who doesn't believe in sex after marriage, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. Oh, yeah. We are jamming here on a Wednesday night, ladies and gentlemen, a Wednesday night version of Nite Lite. Hope you're having a great day, and if you're not, please join us for some fun here, and we'll try to send you off to bed in a good mood. We're off the air at 8 o'clock, though, Conrad. People don't go to bed.
Some do.
At 8 o'clock. My wife does sometimes. She's a kindergarten teacher, so I think if she could probably go to bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon if she could sometimes, because it's pretty exhausting. What time do you usually crash?
Depends on the day, I feel like. But usually probably around 1.
1 a.m.?
maybe earlier, 12:30 to 1.
Man,
Sometimes there's those nights where I just can't fall asleep, though,
I'm trying to get to bed earlier, but it's tough because I leave here, I drive. Sometimes I go to the gym, then I'm wide awake. Then I have a double cappuccino around midnight.
Well, that's probably why you're staying up.
I'm doing just fine, buddy. So lots of fun here tonight. We had Mace Michaels on in hour number 1, if you missed that. He was a lot of fun. He does such a great job doing weather here at Civic Media, along with Brittany Merlot, Corey Hartman. Corey's kind of a badass when it comes to weather. Severe. His company is called Severe Studios. That's more or less saying we look eye to eye with weather. And I saw a video of him. He was kind of narrating and chasing the storm. It was just, I don't ever want to chase a storm, but I wish I wanted to chase a storm. Does that make sense?
You want to do the thing, but you're scared.
It's not even here's the thing, with fear. Yeah, I don't want to do stuff that might kill me.
Yeah, me too.
You want to take a poke at me? I'll fight you. I'm walking away from that. I'm not walking away from a tornado. So there is a fear element for sure. I don't know. Would you do that?
Well, sometimes when you're chasing a tornado, you could find love. So
if you're in the movies, yeah.
So that's why I'm always going to chase the tornadoes.
I already found love. You should go on a young Christian singles tornado venture.
You think I can find Sydney Sweeney?
Sydney Sweeney. Is that her name? Sydney Sweeney, yeah. I'm confused because Amanda Seyfried, they look like twins almost. They're in that new movie. What's it called? The Housemaid.
That looks creepy. Really, really creepy.
It is creepy. It's an erotic thriller, I think, is what they're calling it.
Anything with Sydney is erotic.
It has to be erotic if it's Sydney Sweeney.
Like the boxing one. It was erotic sports.
Well, she was a nun in a movie, and somehow that became erotic. That's not right. So there you go. But Mace was here. Coming up at 6:35. Is Rob on at 6:35 or 6:20?
I believe 6:35.
6:35. I think so too.
6:35.
We've got Rob, and we are keeping him for 2 hours because I miss Rob.
We're keeping him past.
Rob will be here at 6:35. We're going to talk about some big movie openings, some holiday films. I don't think he's seen Avatar yet, but I will say that the reviews are in. There's 180 reviews in. It's probably not going to get any more, or they'll trickle in. It's at 70%, but that movie could stink, and the special effects alone are going to get it a decent review, and it's James Cameron. So I'm not. My bar is always low with these movies when I go in, and I usually leave going, that was fun. Not thinking it was a cinematic masterpiece, but it was a fun movie.
I really enjoyed the last one. I went with a big group of my friends, and that was when we were in college, so it was easier to go with a group. This time I'm going by myself.
Why? So you can focus more?
I think ever since I started living by myself, going to the movies by yourself is so much better to me because you don't know what the other people around you are going to do, and they could pull their phone out and be like, but there's no talking anyways in the movie.
Right.
And I don't want to talk.
No, I'm totally with you.
So it's cool actually to, discuss it after it though. I don't have an outlet after to talk about it.
See, that's the thing. If you go with someone, my favorite thing to do is my wife likes to eat before the movie. I like to go to the movie and then eat because then you can discuss the movie.
Yeah.
And you're not in a hurry trying to rush through dinner. We've been there so many times telling the waitress, hey, we're trying to make a movie. And she doesn't care, you know?
Yep.
She could not care less. And then, folks, in hour number 3, James Netz will be here.
Yes.
Netz with a Z. He'll be here. He is a photographer. We're going to ask James all about Christmas in Hayward. If you could... I've been through Hayward a few times. It is a very picturesque place. And I'm very excited to talk about Christmas there because that's one of those you go through it, especially at Christmas time, it feels like they should be shooting a movie there. It's one of those kind of places. So we'll talk about that. Right now, I think we should reintroduce, Con, our Nite Lite question of the night.
Let's talk about the question.
Okay, question.
Question. Question.
Pregunta.
Question.
Question.
Hey, I have a question. Questions? This question.
Domanda. Question.
Question.
Questions.
All right. What stresses you out the most about the holidays? What do you find the most stressful? Let's read some texts. For me, I totally stole my answers. And I rarely do that. I do give these questions some thought. Well, first I think of the question, and then I think about what my answer will be. But tonight, like it's kind of a no-brainer. The holidays are just stressful. In a good way sometimes, but sometimes you get stressed out. And I would say I'm totally stealing Jenny Brand's answer, our civic media colleague. She said expectations. Or she said unnecessary expectations we put on ourselves and the occasion. And I totally agree with that. And Daniel Wheeler agreed with her. But I also like what May said, buying gifts. That is something I do tend to leave to the last hour. I'm not a particularly good gift getter. So I think both of those kind of stress me out. Luckily, my wife is one of those people who will suggest things for me, and I'm so bad at it. I figure even if she gives me a bad recommendation, it's going to be better than what I could come up with. So that's a big help, but those are stressors. Conrad said shipping and handling.
Yeah, like you leaving a gift to the last minute and then having to deal with the shipping and handling after that is
right.
$38 in international fees. Yeah.
And you got to do it because you don't want to be the one guy at the gift exchange. You got to print up a picture of it and go, it's on the way.
It's coming. Trust me, it's coming. No, I went
You're pulling up Amazon on your phone.
Yeah, I went to Amazon and I got the fast shipping. I was like, I can't wait. That was stressful today.
Next year, I would like to plan ahead. I do not want to give any more of my hard-earned money to Amazon.
Yeah.
Or even these big websites. Like, I'd so much rather go, and I have done this whenever possible in the past, a mom and pop place. That they're rare anyway now, but I would always prefer to do that rather than they're just rich enough. And it's not even it's just whatever. JB Thompson says, remembering to turn off the stove.
That's a good one.
Uh-oh, be right back. He remembered while he was texting his answer. I love that. Well done. You know who JB Thompson is, right? He's the guy behind the guy.
Behind the guy.
Yeah.
Behind
him.
the other guy, too.
That's JB. Sean Boyce on social media says, watching everyone else get stressed. The lady brand, I think he meant the Jenny brand, I don't know, who posted above laid out the root cause of this quite well. So Jenny is the catalyst here.
I think you say, like, because, like, in old times, they would say, like, the lady brand. That was a terrible accent,
you're right.
But you get what I'm saying.
I do. You look like you stepped right out of Game of Thrones when you said that.
The accent was spot on.
It was pretty good. So we've got Rachel from Milwaukee in the 6, but she's in Milwaukee, but her area code, Conrad, 608. That's just a world of conflict right there.
Yeah.
I don't know how Rachel gets through the day, but she says this is Rachel, Sydney's girlfriend. Now, Sydney is Sydney Politics or Sydney Science. What's his other name? He goes, he is Politics. I can't remember what the other one was.
Frankenstein.
Sydney Frankenstein. Well, Rachel, I met at the screening. She was there with Sydney, the screening of The Godfather of Green Bay 2 weeks ago tomorrow already. And she's wonderful. They're a wonderful couple. And this is Rachel, Sydney's girlfriend. What stresses me out for the holidays is that Sydney's dad booked a not necessary back procedure on Christmas Eve. Oh, come on. Leaving Sydney as a designated driver, and now I'm planning the Eve host efforts myself. Sad face, tears emoji.
I got something that could help her out with Eve hosting.
Yeah?
Any gifts you have to wrap, don't wrap them. Gift bag.
Conrad's gift bags. Gift bags by Conrad. I think that's a better name.
A lot of the stress will go out of the window if you just get gift bags.
Rachel, I feel for you. I like Sydney a lot. I kind of already like you a little better because he did this, and I don't think that's fair. And I think at the very least, Conrad and I will give Sydney a talking to. Sydney's dad, really.
Yes.
But you can't get mad at Sydney. He doesn't control his dad.
Well, now the doctor has to work on Christmas Eve,
Yeah, that's weird. Unless he just means a massage, a back procedure. It's a massage. He can't drive after a massage. I need a joint.
Emergency chiropractor session. Yeah.
An adjustment. Thank you, Rachel, for the text. It's nice to see you branching out and not just living vicariously through Sydney's text. Great to hear from you. Monica from Mount Horeb says, tuned in late because I still haven't gotten used to this 5 p.m. start. Don't you love it when a listener says I tuned in late? Like, there's no rules. You can join the show at any time, but I love that Monica wants to be on time. That's pretty cool. She says, I still haven't gotten used to this 5 p.m. start. Neither have I, Monica. She says, you asked about the holidays, but I don't know if that's the question of the night. It is, and stress, and she probably has figured that out by now. She says, it's ungrateful, but I don't appreciate getting things. I'm old and don't need things, in quotes. Like you mentioned an earlier broadcast about wanting experiences instead. I did, and I believe in that strongly, Monica. She continues saying, I cringe at the thought of getting more socks or mugs.
Well, socks.
But I should be appreciative that I have people in my life still willing to get me things because I can be a real a-hole sometimes. Oh, that is a great text, Monica. And I'm totally with you. I kind of feel the same way. First of all, we don't have a huge house and we don't have a basement. I don't need more stuff. I would much rather have experiences or time and just make a memory. Jim from the 920, our pal Jim says, I was going to say everything. Unreasonable expectations covers that really well. Traveling, gift buying, timing dinner out for when people show up, trying to get the Santa believer to go to sleep, getting up at 4:30 a.m. with the Santa believer. Should Grandpa go on? No, you've covered it all, Jim. I do remember one year, and it's so funny because when the kids expect things, like my daughter, I was videotaping, and my daughter comes into the room and sees the presents under the Christmas tree, and the first thing she says is, not as many as last year. Pause, go out of the room, and come back in with a better attitude. She was like 5 years old. She's ripping on Santa Claus.
That's fantastic.
It was great. All right, share with us, folks, your most stressful thing of the holidays, and we will read the rest of these texts and any new ones coming up. We're going to do a very short break, and then I'm going to tell you the best city for Christmas. You won't believe it. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
A nightclub too in the basement, down in the basement. There's no cover charge or fee, and the food and drinks are free in the basement. Girl child, you know it, yeah, in the basement. That's where it's at. That's where it's at. Go to the basement. That's where it's at. Oh, in the basement. That's where it's at. You tell them, where they don't check your age at the door. In the basement, whoa, down in the basement. A barracuda enjoy.
From Denmark to De Pere, this is 97.9 WGBW.
Ready to meet your next favorite craft beer? Then get yourself over to Badger State Brewing. Craving something light and crushable? Try the classic Brewski American Light Lager. Feeling festive? The underground apple donut cider is basically fall in a glass. And if you love surprises, try their rotating craft beers and house wines. Grab some tasty taproom snacks. Bring your friends or pretend you have friends. And come anyway. They don't judge. Badger State Brewing. Great beer, tasty bites, and guaranteed good vibes. Come sip happy.
What's it called when you can't bake? You know, how someone doesn't have a green thumb for plants? Anyway, if you can't bake or you don't want to, but you want to spread the joy of Christmas cookies, here's the event for you. It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411. And Misfit Mutt's Dog Rescue is holding a winter cookie walk on Friday from 5 till 9. Basically what happens is you'll get a box and a glove and you can fill it with whatever treats you like. It's $10 per pound of goodness, and all money raised goes directly to the dogs and their care. Head to WGBW.FM and click events to learn more.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
You are listening to your local Civic Media radio station on air. Thank you. Did you know we are always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app too? And if you miss a show or game, find it wherever you get your podcasts or on our website, civicmedia.us.
I was stuck in a state of panic and endless rituals. So I made the call.
Mental health care works when you make the call.
Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
Welcome back. Happy holidays, everybody. Gorgeous night here in downtown Green Bay. A little warmer today. That was fun. We didn't freeze to death or anything like we did last weekend. What is weather in Chicago supposed to be like, Hon, for the Bear-Packer game? Do you know?
One second. Let me go to the weather app.
God. You know what? It would be more riveting radio if you just guessed rather than took time out to look at your phone, pull up your app.
34 and sunny.
On Saturday night? Sunny?
Oh, that was Sunday. Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Well, now I got to go back.
It could be, I thought I heard it could be 40 in Chicago.
Oh, actually, it's colder on Sunday. 15 degrees on Sunday. Saturday is 34 degrees.
That's perfect.
But I mean, during
football
kickoff, it's probably going to be 20 degrees. So
on the lake too. That doesn't help.
It's going to be cold out there, and they're hard hits.
Yeah,
you're going to hear them.
That amazes me, like that they could play in that game. Well, I was watching the Bears game last week against Cleveland. It was 0. It felt like 5 below in Chicago, and they're hitting. Like it's just awful.
You know, it's funny. I saw a stat that, Miami Dolphins are, they're so used to the hot weather down there in Miami.
Yeah.
They haven't won a game in like these cold winter games in like, I don't know, since like 2016 or something like that.
Really?
And they always prepare by doing something funny, like on social media. Like before the game, they played the Pittsburgh and it was 0 degrees, and they all came out wearing shorts and T-shirts.
That is nuts.
In the snow and throwing snow at each other, and they lost.
That coach is going to get launched. I thought he was a good, like when he started, he was kind of cool. He's playing rap music and dancing, and the players loved him, and he seemed like a good play caller. Holy smokes, they go downhill in a hurry.
I don't know if you heard, but they just put Tua as the quarterback 3 on the depth chart now.
If I were that guy, I wouldn't go near a football field. That concussion he had like 2 years ago is one of the scariest things I've ever seen in my life.
I think he has now 4 concussions.
Take the money and run.
Since including
Since
Alabama.
Then? Oh, yeah.
Like,
awful.
A lot of injuries, a lot of concussions. I don't even know how he's still playing. But he's also making $223 million over 4 years. So,
yeah, but if he walks away for medical reasons, how much of that does he get to bank?
I think he still gets a decent
all
amount.
of it.
I don't know about all of it. There might be a clause in there, but
Honey Mill, I'd take that for my brain power.
Well,
All right. So speaking of Miami, I saw this and I thought this was interesting. The 10 best cities for Christmas in 2025. This I just totally disagree with this. This is off that Wise Brother Media, and it was Wallet Hub though that ranked it the best cities to spend Christmas in, and this year Atlanta took the top spot. They base it on things like how many holiday themed events there are, seasonal businesses like Christmas tree farms, how easy it is to shop, and how much people love the holidays based on Google searches. Okay, not a bad criteria for measuring it, but what about all right, whatever. We'll hold our judgment until the end. Atlanta's number 1, then San Francisco, Seattle, Orlando, Vegas. None of those cities have snow.
All those don't sound very Christmassy, especially Vegas. It's like, yeah, all right, here's $200. Here's your gift card. Now go gamble it.
Right. I mean, maybe Frisco because it's an older city, or Seattle, I guess. But Orlando, Vegas, Atlanta, St. Louis is number 6.
So, I mean, I feel like that's more Christmassy than any of the other ones, I felt like.
I guess. And then it's Miami, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh I could see. Pretty town, some snow, New Orleans, and Cincinnati. And I don't need snow to have a great Christmas. We spent many Christmases in L.A. just, and it was great. At first, it was like, this is weird. And by year 3, it's like, oh, we can go to the park. Let's do it. We loved it. But now that I've been back here, I kind of want snow for Christmas. But none of those cities, I would not want to spend Christmas. And nothing against them. These are some great towns. I don't think any of these would make my top 10.
Orlando is crazy to me because I feel like that's just crazy packed all the time.
Yeah.
And especially, during Christmas where people go to Disney and Universal and all those places. They put on some good shows there, but it's just always super packed. So I don't know.
Maybe they dress it up and they play Christmas music. I don't know. But this is the same survey said, but of the 100 cities they looked at, Vegas was 5. North Las Vegas ranked second to last, 98th or 99th. So make sure if you're going to spend Christmas in Vegas, you're not in North Las Vegas. Apparently, there's a big drop-off between Vegas and North Las Vegas.
It's not that far apart. It's like 2 minutes, right?
It's so funny and weird. But they sent or there was a map attached too. I appreciate the colors you added. No Wisconsin cities.
Yeah, that's...
First of all, Marinette is Christmas City, USA. That's going to catch fire.
Yeah.
But no Milwaukee, no Madison, no Green Bay. Milwaukee's a really good Christmas town. They got all those, like the Nutcracker and Christmas Carol. That's really strange. Chicago was 11.
Okay.
Chicago's a great Christmas town.
So I feel like the major cities are getting love. No other, like...
Right.
Marinette's
not making this list.
I mean, I don't even think Milwaukee is not that major of a city compared to the other ones, I feel like.
Really? That's bigger than some of them, right? I mean, it's probably about the same size as St. Louis, but Minneapolis is 19th. St. Paul is 20th. Portland is 15th. Denver 18th. See, I thought Denver would be higher. Beautiful mountains, snow. Los Angeles is 16th. Honolulu 13th. You know what? I would spend Christmas in Honolulu.
I definitely would.
I would do that. So maybe I'm a bit of a bah humbugger. Okay, folks. Rob Thomas is coming up next, and I'm going to ask Rob. We have to have a continuation because last night, one of our guests, Boris Hamilton, sort of trashed Christmas Vacation.
He did.
Conrad's favorite Christmas movie. And we'll ask Rob that, too, if he thinks that's a good movie or not. But all things movies coming up next with Rob. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
From Ashwaubenon to Alloway, this is 97.9 WGBW.
ABC News, I'm Michelle Franzen. In a few hours, President Trump delivers remarks in an end-of-the-year address, he says, to the nation. It comes as Americans are dealing with higher costs due to inflation and tariffs. The president offering a preview of tonight's speech.
Well, I think the message this evening is we inherited a mess, and we've done a great job, and we continue to. And our country is going to be stronger than ever before very soon.
Authorities in Rhode Island asking the public for help to identify the person of interest in the Brown University mass shootings shown on surveillance video. Providence Police Chief also releasing an image today of a second individual they believe came in contact with the person of interest and want to talk to. Nick Reiner made his first court appearance today in Los Angeles, charged in the murders of his parents, director Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer. Reiner with his attorney waiving his right to a speedy arraignment. His next court date is January 7th. This is ABC News.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy with a chance of rain tonight and mild as temperatures hold steady to rising through the 30s and 40s, staying there through the morning tomorrow before rain changes to snow tomorrow afternoon and temps drop back through the 30s. And windy, staying colder for Friday and the weekend. Current temp is 30.
You're a storyteller, negotiator, artist, innovator. Whatever your passion, whatever your skills, behind the scenes or in front, you belong here. A career in broadcast media. Local radio and TV stations in every town and city need someone like you. So do what you love and bring your talent to life. Your passion, your skills, your career. You belong here. Learn more at youbelonghere.media.
We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you, we're creating a future where every person, every generation, gets their chance at an unforgettable moment. Learn more at nationalparks.org/foundation.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Small businesses are the heart of America.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Rich Locascio. You're listening to Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. I would like to introduce to you the Pine Tree Mauler from Marinette, Wisconsin. He is Pete Schwaba!
Welcome back. I am Pete Schwaba. I am the Pine Tree Mauler. That makes me sound like kind of a badass, but he just means I'm the Pine Tree. I'm the Pine Tree Mall Walker.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're the guy that walks around the mall that much.
I lap the 85-year-olds, and I just say, on your left, every 2 seconds, and I feel like an athlete. This is exciting, folks. I love nothing more than to talk movies and TV, and one of my favorite people to do it with joins us now. He is the CityCast Madison newsletter editor, and you follow him at Not That Rob Thomas Substack. He does great movie reviews, and he joins us here over the stream, as he so often does. Mr. Rob Thomas, back in the States, back in Madison. Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to be back in this hemisphere.
How was your trip?
It was, so I went to Antarctica for a week with my mom. My mom has become this, she turned 80 this year. She's become this huge world traveler. She had already been to Iceland and Sicily this year and was like, I want to go to Antarctica. Do you and your brother want to go? And like, I mean, of course, right?
Wow,
and
yeah.
it was not even ever on my bingo card that I would go to Antarctica of all places. And it was incredible. It was like being on an alien planet. Like the penguins are just as cute as you think they are. There are like hundreds of them, and they don't. You can get up to like 5 meters away, and they don't even really are interested in you. They just go about their penguin business, and they're so cute. Incredible, just beautiful glaciers and icebergs, and we saw lots of whales and seals. And
jeez.
And I swear the weather was nicer here than it was in Wisconsin. Like I'm in Antarctica. And I'm feeling bad for people back home dealing with, the snow and the cold.
I was going to say, like, was Wisconsin not cold enough in December? Your mom had to drag the family to Antarctica?
It was, I mean, I hate to say it was like 30s, and it was sunny some days. Wow. And it was pretty nice. Yeah. I never felt, I mean, you have a lot of gear and stuff. I never felt chilly like the way I did this morning when I walked the dogs. So, yeah. It was fun. Yeah. If anybody gets the opportunity, and I know that's a pretty rare opportunity, I highly recommend it. It's incredible.
Like, where in Antarctica, Rob? Is there like a Holiday Inn up there, or what's the deal?
No, I mean on these cruises, you go kind of on just the very end of it. There's a little peninsula that kind of goes up towards like Chile and Argentina at the tip there, and so you kind of tool around on a boat back and forth to the islands, and then a couple of times to the mainland. So like, you're not like, this wasn't the thing we're talking about. This was, this was a boat with a nice buffet every night in a bar. And, it was a luxury cruise, but then also these National Geographic cruises, they've got like naturalists and photographers and divers, and they're telling you what to see and what to look for. And they're honestly loving it just as much as you are, because it's such a rare experience. So it was just really cool. I'm really grateful to my mom for taking me on this incredible thing. Yeah.
That's really cool. I noticed you weren't joking about the penguins. You posted a video on Facebook. It looked like you were 20 feet away, and they
Yeah,
just walked
exactly.
past like nothing. It was
Yeah,
so cool.
they have these little penguin highways, and as long as you keep a 5 meter distance, they'll just kind of, all these people in orange parkas just stop, and because the penguins have the right of way, and they just kind of waddle by, and they might look at you, but they might just go on about their business. And
oh man,
I feel like we should have been able to pick one up and hug it. You know what I mean? Like, I understand biocontamination and science and all that stuff, but come on, one penguin, one hug. That can't be too horrible for the ecosystem, right?
That's very American of you, Rob. I should be able to hug a penguin. That's so great.
I may start an online petition. Yeah, hug a penguin.
I'll sign it. Send it my way, buddy. I'm there.
Yeah.
What do you? Is there something about the holidays that stresses you out, Rob? What stresses you out the most, if you had to say something?
I think it just comes at you so fast. Like, and I don't know if this year was different, but like when Thanksgiving is over, you're like, geez, less than a month. And then that was the thing. I got back from Antarctica December 7th, I think. And so like all of a sudden it's like, Jesus, less than 3 weeks until Christmas. I got all this stuff to do. This year, I think I did pretty good on presents. I think I've got everything pretty much nailed down, although there's always that last thing I completely forgot about. So
yeah.
I think it's just the lack of time to really like go like, oh, can I enjoy this?
Yeah, good answer. Great one. Let's start with a little bit. Have you seen Train Dreams?
No, I want to. I hear it's fantastic. Okay. Yeah.
It moved me. It was just really good filmmaking. I'm very anxious to talk about it with people. And it's in the Oscar conversations for whatever that's worth this point. But I really enjoyed it. So we'll I had to temper myself. So now I know we're not going to talk about that. So we can get to all these other cool things.
I'll see it for next time for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
It's one I definitely want to see. Yeah.
I'm sure you'll review it soon, but it's just right there on Netflix. But let's start with Rob Reiner. What are your thoughts on his body of work? Like, I'm a huge fan, and I realized when I was looking up all of his work after he tragically passed away on Sunday that he never really wrote. He mostly directed, but he was phenomenal at it. Like, he was just an incredible storyteller.
Well, was he a comedy writer? Didn't he start like on the Smothers Brothers as like a comedy writer? I'm trying to remember that, but like he was just a naturally funny person. Like,
yeah.
Like as an actor, like on All in the Family, which, and like, even like in his later years, when he would do a cameo on something like The Bear, or he was in The Wolf of Wall Street, he was hilarious.
Yeah.
Like he knew how to be funny. But gosh, the news is so awful. And like when I saw it come out across the wire Sunday night, I just couldn't believe it. And it seems to just be getting worse, but he had, an incredible run as a director. When you think about, like, from This Is Spinal Tap in 84 to Stand By Me in 86 to Misery's in there. When Hearing About Sally, of course, A Few Good Men. I mean, just an incredible run that decade. Princess Bride. Oh my gosh, how did I forget that? I mean, that's how good it was. I forgot Princess Bride. Yeah.
I've been remembering his movies all week. Like I'd go to IMDb, and then, you got to keep reloading the page because it's so long. I just kind of stopped after Stand By Me. But he also directed The Sure Thing, which I forgot about, the John Cusack film.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. He was, his it's rare that there's this titan of show business. You're probably right. He probably wrote for those shows. He was on All in a Family. And then he directed this string of movies in different genres.
Yeah.
And I forget where I read this. It was somewhere on social media, but someone said he probably made the best coming-of-age movie, the best mockumentary, the best romantic comedy. And you could make an argument for all of those films.
Yeah.
And when you think about who he grew up around, well, his dad is Carl Reiner.
Mm-hmm.
Mel Brooks was around a lot as a kid. Albert Brooks was his best friend. I mean, talk about the comedy in this guy's life.
Yeah.
He pretty much, and sadly, you think, well, he crushed it. He took everything, became a sponge probably, and was this master storyteller, actor, director. If you're his son and your grandfather was a giant of show business and your dad maybe even upped the ante, I mean, you just got to go be a pipe fitter or a lawyer or something,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
yeah.
how do you fill those shoes? And I'm not saying I know what the guy's issues are,
Right.
but I haven't read much about it because it's too depressing. But.
No, I mean, obviously he had serious problems, but you think of Rob Reiner, you could say the same thing. I mean, Carl Reiner was a giant. He created the Dick Van Dyke Show, and and so Rob Reiner could have very easily been like, well, how can I compete? And said he completely forged his own path. Like as a filmmaker, he sort of fell off probably the mid '90s. That I think North was the one that ended his run. But I read that like at that time, this writer came to him with this screenplay, and Reiner said, "Great, I want to direct it." And the writer was like, "No, I want to direct it. Please let me direct it." And Reiner said, "Okay." And Reiner directed North, and this guy directed The Shawshank Redemption. So that would have been Rob Reiner's next movie, and he would have killed it.
And that was a Castle Rock film. That was his
right.
company.
That's what I mean. He produced it, and they put their backing behind it, and he. Another aspect to his life was he seemed like the nicest person on earth. He wasn't jealous at all that like North flopped and Shawshank became this classic. He was very complimentary and supportive of Frank Darabont, the writer director, and said, and was like that his whole life. This week he's just been seeing so many stories about people interacting with him. I read this thing by Will Wheaton, who was in Stand By Me, and said basically, my biological father didn't care about me at all, and Rob Reiner was the second dad to me. And of course, politically, we might not have. Reiner fought back against this Proposition 8 in California, which banned gay marriage. Which, when that was overturned, that led to the federal ban on gay marriage being overturned. I mean, you think of all the different ways, both creatively and politically, he influenced generations. And was just such a great guy. Yeah.
Everybody. Rob Thomas is here, folks. He is a Madison-based film critic and the CityCast Madison newsletter editor. Check it out. It's a great publication. CityCastMadison.com, Rob, or .fm?
I think it's .fm because of the podcast.
FM.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think
CityCast
CityCast Madison, you'll find it. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's interesting, like just seeing all the stuff people have been posting about him. Like a lot of my friends had experiences with him, and you're right. He's just a nice guy. And I'm jealous that I never got to meet him. Like my friend Paul Gannis, he was a fellow parent at our kids' grade school. He was in a film and something happened. His dad got sick. He had to leave. And I should have wrote this down, but I was reading about it last night. I want to have Paul on the show to tell this story, but he played a pilot for Kevin Costner in a movie. He had to leave the set, and he said, just rebook my part. I have a family emergency. Rob Reiner and Kevin Costner, to their credit, said, go, family comes first. Go be with your family. We'll wait. He said they chartered a plane to get him back home. It cost the set and production probably $100,000 to do this for him. And he was I don't know if he's a day player, had a few days or whatever, but stories like that say so much about a person.
Right.
I mean, and you take him for granted. Like, I didn't know what a great guy. Like I thought he was a great guy and made good films. And now this stuff comes out, and you're like, oh man.
It says a lot about a person how they behave once they have that power to do that.
Yeah.
Like once you could charter a plane for somebody, it says a lot about a person how you choose to use that power. And it sounded like, one of the hottest filmmakers in the 20th century, and he never lost that sense of like supporting other people, helping other people, making other people feel welcome and comfortable and supported. Yeah.
Just his decency. I mean, you could,
when
you
that's
get
the word.
that kind of
That's the
power,
word. Yeah.
you either get off on saying, fire him, get him out of here, because you can, or you're a decent human being. And that's what, by all accounts,
American President. He directed that too, right? I mean, they just keep coming. Yeah. Sorry.
So, Rob, we have a few things to discuss here. You've seen some films. I want to discuss Pluribus with you. I'm anxious to hear your thoughts on Song Song Blue. And I want to ask, when we come back, folks, I'm going to ask Rob, maybe he can settle a debate for us, because we had a guest last night, Rob, who said Christmas Vacation is not a good movie. So we'll talk about that with Rob, too. Our question of the night is, what stresses you out about the holidays? We will get into that as well. Rob, I also want to say, when I was looking at this before, that thank you for the shout out in CityCast Madison.
Of course,
the Godfather of Green Bay screening. That was very sweet, and
I'm glad that you packed the Atwood Music Hall. Yeah,
yeah,
I knew
we
it
packed
happened.
it enough.
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know if we did hundreds of Beavers numbers, but we were fine.
Yeah,
it was good. All right, we're coming right back. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite. Rob Thomas is here.
He goes on. Drums keep pounding a rhythm to the brain. La-da-da-da-dee. La-da-da-da-da.
With locations in Appleton and Oshkosh, Insight Eye Care has been serving the Fox Valley since 1972, offering comprehensive eye care services. Their doctors also share a special interest in treating chronic dry eye disease, providing specialty contact lenses, and expert pediatric eye care. Find Insight Eye Care on North Sawyer Street in Oshkosh and Chain Drive in Appleton, improving lives by improving sight with quality eye care for everyone in your family. Insight Eye Care. Visit wiinsight.com to schedule your eye exam today.
A game without a crowd is just a scrimmage. A performance without an audience is just a rehearsal. Without your presence, high school sports and the performing arts aren't possible. Ensure that these essential extracurricular activities continue to enrich the lives of students in Wisconsin. Purchase a ticket to your local high school's game or performance.
This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Keeping you connected to your local community with real news and great conversation. Here's Terry Barr with the Civic Media Radio Network.
If you've ever looked around Lambeau Field and thought, wow, good-looking crowd. Well, science agrees with you. A new study, of course, there's research on everything these days, but this one from sports site Pickwise uses a golden ratio rule. It measures several things, including fans' facial symmetry, to determine which NFL teams have the best-looking fans. If you love the Packers, you're going to love this. Green Bay backers earn an attractiveness score of a little more than 82%. It's just behind the Saints, Steelers, and Cardinals supporters. Okay, now if you're keeping track of rivalries, Chicago Bear fans finished way down the list, 6th from the bottom according to the study. So if someone calls you a good-looking Packers fan, you can say, I have proof. Thanks. Until next time, I'm Terry Barr.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
You are listening to your local Civic Media radio station on air. Thank you. Did you know we are always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app too? And if you miss a show or game, find it wherever you get your podcasts or on our website, civicmedia.us.
Teachers are diverse, skilled leaders, innovating to prepare students for our fast-changing world. Teaching shapes lives. Are you ready? Explore teaching at teach.org, supported by the U.S. Department of Education and 1 million.
You want me, I want you, baby. My sugar boo, I'm levitating. The Milky Way, we're renegading. Yeah, 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 yeah. I got you, moonlight, you're my
Welcome back.
starlight. I need you.
I'm Pete Schwaba. This is Nite Lite. Rob Thomas is here, folks. Madison film critic and CityCast Madison newsletter editor. That film was called Rumor Has It, that I was talking about. That my friend was in. He played the pilot, so I have to get him on here. It's funny. I directed him. We both direct. Rob Reiner and I both directed Paul Gannis in a
colleagues.
Well, wait till you hear what I directed him in. It was a student movie at our grade school about reading. So and I would not have let him take the day off. I would have held his feet to the fire, and so anyway,
you set him on his path. You know,
he owes it all to me.
Got the bug, filmmaking. Bug.
Absolutely. So let's go to movies here, Rob. What?
Yeah.
I'm so curious. I'm really excited to see Song Sung Blue. Was it good?
So I enjoyed quite a lot of it. Yeah, and it comes out Christmas Day, so I don't want to definitely spoil anything. And I haven't written my review yet. I saw it Monday. There was an early screening. It was the mystery movie at Marcus. But it's a movie that so it was cool. And it's a movie with huge impact for Wisconsin, especially Milwaukee, because it's about Lightning and Thunder, which was this Neil Diamond tribute band. And if you went to Summerfest or you went to the Wisconsin State Fair in the 90s, 2000s, they were there. I mean, I don't know if you ever saw them, Pete. I know I did.
I have not. I wish I would have.
I mean, it was this married couple, Mark and Claire Sardina, and Mike and Claire Sardina, and they just threw themselves into Sweet Caroline and Cracklin' Rose and really became local celebrities. And so there was this great documentary called Song Sung Blue that came out in 2008. It was at the Wisconsin Film Festival, was a big hit there. And this is now the sort of fictionalized biopic version with Hugh Jackman playing Mike and Kate Hudson playing Claire. And what I really liked about it was kind of watching these two people who are like, he's a mechanic, she's a hairdresser. They're both in their 40s probably, but they've always had these dreams of being on stage, being in the spotlight, and watching them sort of like, get together, get this idea for a Neil Diamond band, and then gig by gig working their way up. It's really entertaining. And it's funny because the writer director is a guy named Craig Brewer, who made this movie called Hustle and Flow 20 years ago about a Memphis rapper. It's kind of the same movie, even though the music couldn't be more different. It's like these people who are just kind of pushing themselves forward by will and talent and gaining more fans. And Jackman's good as Mike, and does it. It's funny because he's not playing Neil Diamond. He's playing a Neil Diamond impersonator in Milwaukee. And I think he really gets that sort of that flavor of it. And then Kate Hudson, if there's Oscar talk, it's about her. She's really fantastic in it. She hasn't really been in a movie in a role like this in a while. She was in a Knives Out movie. But if people know the story, they had their fair share, more than their fair share of tragedy in their life. And so what she goes through, I mean, Kate Hudson really conveys emotionally to the screen. Where I had problems is where it kind of diverts from the facts and makes it very Hollywoodized. And I don't want to spoil it. And I understand biopics do that. It's not a documentary, but it just didn't ring true to me. But I think people are going to like, I mean, Hugh Jackman was all over Milwaukee a couple of weeks ago, right?
Yeah, I saw that.
He was scooping cops custard and what else. So I think it's a good Christmas Day movie. It's a good movie that after the presents are unwrapped, the family can go out and enjoy. And yeah.
So it is kind of a family film.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. There's nothing objectionable, but I think kids will like it, but also especially Gen X boomer parents, especially if you ever saw them, the band will really like it.
It's Hustle and Flow was Terrence Howard, right?
Correct.
And it's Hard Out Here for a Pimp was the
exactly.
song. Yep. Yeah, that was a great movie.
It was. Yeah, I
forgot about that.
Yeah.
What have you heard, Rob, about Avatar, if anything?
I feel like I've seen a couple of early reviews come in. I've tried not to look at them, but I guess it's kind of more of the same, right?
Yeah.
Which I kind of got from the trailer that it's visually dazzling. I'm going to go see it. I'm going to go see it in 3D and IMAX because these are amusement park rides as much as they are movies,
Oh yeah. Great.
And you can't ever count out James Cameron. But I'm excited to see it just because I know the first two were such experiences. I don't know how they're going to be as stories or art, but I think as experiences, you always want to catch them on the big screen.
Can we keep you for a few minutes after the news?
Absolutely.
We got a lot to talk about here, so I appreciate the extra few minutes. But what do you think about Pluribus?
So I fell behind Pluribus when I was in Antarctica. I'm on episode 5. I get why some people, and I think you were included, were getting kind of bored with it. It's funny because I was thinking about that. It's really only 2 characters in that entire show, which is Rhea Seehorn's character and this collective, right? And there's a couple of other
pod.
Yeah, the pod. And so that could be really limiting, I think. You know what I mean? Because it's like, Breaking Bad, which was Vince Gilligan's other show, had a lot of colorful characters. But if it's only 2 people, where can you take that? But I'm still interested to see where it goes. I trust that show, I think, to do interesting things with that.
That's a great way to put it. Vince Gilligan is amazing. I love Better Call Saul, maybe more than Breaking Bad.
Sure,
I was so excited to see this, but I feel like they have 3 episodes of material. It could have been a movie. I went from the first episode was one of the best things I've ever seen to wow, this is getting really boring, and now I'm in Suckville. I'm so annoyed with this show.
Oh my God.
Know, Rob, and I'm gonna stick with it because it's Vince Gilligan. And a couple times they tease you at the end of the episode, and then I tune back in. Finally, something's happening. I'm like, oh, they just kind of glossed over. I don't know what is going on. So I said they get that off my chest to a professional. All right, Rob Thomas is here, folks. He's going to stick with us for a few more minutes after news, weather, and sports, which comes up next. And we'll have that Christmas vacation debate. That's coming up next. It's Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
If it happens in Wisconsin, you'll hear about it on the station with local news and timeless hits. 97.9 FM, WGBW, Denmark, Green Bay.
ABC News, I'm Dave Packer. House Republicans passed their health care package this evening that does not extend Affordable Care Act subsidy, set to expire in 2 weeks. The bill expected to die in the Senate, but 4 Republicans joined Democrats in a maneuver to do an end run around Republican House leadership to bring a vote on subsidies to the floor next month. Providence police hoping the public can help with a person of interest seen on home surveillance cameras as they investigate the deadly weekend shooting at Brown University. Chief Colonel Oscar Perez says they are
close enough that we feel that we need to speak with them.
A suspect still at large. Nick Reiner making his first court appearance today, charged with the murder of his parents, Hollywood director Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer. Reiner did not enter a plea. President Trump set to address the nation tonight. The president expected to talk about his administration's accomplishments during his first 11 months in office, while revealing his plans for next year and for the rest of his term in the White House. This is ABC News. Electricity demand is skyrocketing, and lawmakers want to know why.
Senate Democrats are now demanding answers from tech companies about whether the growing number of data centers needed to fuel the artificial intelligence boom are driving up Americans' electric bills. They claim utility bills have skyrocketed as much as 267% in the last 5 years in areas where there's significant data center activity. In letters sent to Google, Amazon, and Meta, among others, the senators accuse the companies of using hard-nosed tactics to secure cheap rates, while utilities spend billions upgrading the grid to meet the unprecedented energy demands of AI.
ABC's Nicole D'Antonio. FIFA says the winner of the 2026 World Cup will get $50 million from a $655 million prize pool. That's up from $42 million won by Argentina in 2022. Workers at the Louvre Museum have voted to extend a strike that started this week over issues including chronic understaffing, building deterioration, and recent management decisions. Dave Packer, ABC News.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
Is getting vaccinated on your to-do list? We can help you check that off. You've got this. Yes, you do. See how we've got you at yougotthis.usaging.org. A message from the Aging and Disability Vaccination Collaborative, powered by US Aging.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy with a chance of rain tonight and mild as temperatures hold steady to rising through the 30s and 40s, staying there through the morning tomorrow before rain changes to snow tomorrow afternoon and temps drop back through the 30s. And windy, staying colder for Friday and the weekend. Current temp is 30.
Every 15 seconds, someone is diagnosed with cancer. If it's happened to you or someone you love, the American Cancer Society can help at every step of the journey. Visit cancer.org today.
Reading aloud to children sharpens their listening skills, expands their vocabularies, and nurtures a lifelong love of reading. That's why Reading is Fundamental, the nation's leading children's literacy nonprofit, offers free monthly read-alouds by popular authors through its Rally to Read program. Visit rallytoread.org to watch the read-alouds and discover exciting reading activities for school and home. Visit rallytoread.org today.
The Elder Care Locator is here to help you live your best life as you age at home. Our call center advisors are ready to connect you with trustworthy local experts. Help is just a phone call away at 1-800-677-1116.
You are listening to your local Civic Media radio station on air. Thank you. Did you know we are always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app?
Broadcasting live from the Civic Media Studios in Green Bay, this is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba, your inside source on everything entertainment from Wisconsin to Hollywood. And now, a guy who does his own stunts, Pete Schwaba.
Welcome back. Act 3 is underway, folks, on a Wednesday night here. A gorgeous, beautiful night in our state, broadcasting here from beautiful Green Bay, and I am sure it is gorgeous in Madison, Milwaukee, Hayward. We'll be talking about Hayward a little bit later this hour with photographer James Netz and Christmas in Hayward. I feel like there should be a movie shot there. It's a very beautiful setting. Rob Thomas is my current guest. We will be back with Rob in just a moment. If you missed earlier, folks, check out the podcast at civicmedia.us. Mace Michaels was here. It was fun to talk to Mace about weather. And I don't know what, it's always a thing like, say, we'll talk about the weather. Like that's boring or small talk. I love talking about weather now. And when I lived in California, it was like the same all the time. It wasn't really even worth talking about unless we got a thunderstorm, which was awesome. But in Wisconsin, I love talking about weather. So that was fun to talk to Mace. Our question of the night is, what stresses you out the most about the holidays? I copied Jenny Brand's answer and said expectations, unnecessary or unrealistic expectations, and buying gifts. I'm not good at that. Conrad said shipping and handling.
Correct.
And that can be a stressor, I guess. Handling alone.
Yeah. Like I said, I bought some glassware. And I'm hoping none of it shatters on the way to my house.
I love that I was going to make a joke about handling, and I'm more immature than you. You went right to the actual thing. And
well, it's very serious, Pete. I don't want my gift to be broken.
I don't blame you, because it's for your brother's father-in-law. That's a lot of stress. That's a stressor.
Exactly.
You could tank your brother's marriage if you get the guy the wrong gift, or if it doesn't get there in time.
If it shows up and he opens it and there's 2 broken glasses, well, what do you do then?
Exactly. Send it back to China or something. All right. Right now, my guest is Rob Thomas, folks. We love talking movies with Rob here at Nite Lite. He is a Madison-based film critic and the CityCast Madison newsletter editor. They write about really cool stuff taking place in Madison. And, Rob, it's interesting. Madison's one of my favorite cities anywhere, but I'm amazed that when I read CityCast Madison, just how much is going on there. It's like, it seems like the city should have 5 million people, and it's got like 300,000, but there's a ton of stuff going on in Madison.
Yeah, Pete, first of all, you and I had a psychic connection about that handling joke. I totally would have run into that. So it's probably better Conrad's in the room to
mature
yeah,
it
exactly.
up.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I was writing something, I think it ran today on New Year's Eve events in Madison. And I was like, is there enough people to go to all these things? Because there's like an Irish rock band doing one, and there's one for kids, and there's a big fancy soiree at the Concourse Hotel, and there's like like a psychedelic rock band doing a midnight show, and there's a comedy show at the comedy club, and you're like, man, there's a lot of stuff going on for a town our size. We definitely punch above our weight.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great analogy. And I'll just say, my niece just moved from Madison. She was working for a company there, and she never had any connection to Wisconsin other than coming up to Marinette to see her grandparents and us and that. But she lived in Madison for 3 years, and she just got a job in New York in her field, a big promotion, and it's New York.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
she's posting about Madison, and she's putting these pretty pictures of our state capital, meaning the city and the state capital, but like all these great photos of Madison, and her hashtag is like my first true love. Like she loved, and that's like, she had no reason to do that. You know what I mean? It's just a
Right.
great city.
And I think it does stick in people's minds. Like we talked all the time about people who went to school here or had like a job out of college here, left and went to New York City, left and went to San Francisco, and they come back. When it's time to raise a family, they come back to Madison. Milwaukee, I think, is a wonderful city as well. But it's sort of like, like she said, it's like your first true love. You never quite get over it.
It was a great, it was a great phrase, and it's, you're right. There's just a vibe there, and it's like one of those cities to have a vibe that big and a city that small is not.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem right, but it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So settle this. I do want to ask you about a couple things you wrote about in CityCast Madison, but first I want to get to this Christmas Vacation thing. So I had a guest on last night. He said it's not a good movie. It's Conrad's one of his favorite movies, definitely his favorite Christmas movie. I am kind of in the middle. I agree with him. It's not a great movie, but it's like comfort food. And there are like 5 or 6 laughs that make it worth watching. Where do you fall on Christmas Vacation, Rob?
I think it's fine. I mean, I saw it in the theater in 1990, and the squirrel in the tree, and there's good laughs in that movie. But I don't know if I've seen it since. It's just one of those movies that
really?
it's just one of those movies that I probably did, but it becomes a family tradition, right? It could be It's a Wonderful Life. It could be Die Hard. It could be Christmas Vacation. And so I don't begrudge anybody like Conrad who, thinks it's one of their favorite movies. Probably Vacation, the original one, made me laugh more, I would say.
Oh yeah. That's not even close. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
What are the Christmas movies in the Thomas household? What do you guys been
Well,
on the holidays?
I mean, I've talked at length about It's a Wonderful Life. I think I've now officially made everybody in the house sick of It's a Wonderful Life. I think they would all rather live in Pottersville at this point. But I'll be watching that this year. Die Hard's a good one that we like. My wife really likes White Christmas. We watched that one. Which is, I think, a good movie. Yeah, it was interesting. And then there are other ones like, what are some modern ones that are really good? Like The Ice Harvest is sort of a nasty. Have you ever seen that one? It's
I have not.
Yeah, John Cusack again. That's a good sort of nasty crime thriller. I think Harold Ramis directed it, of all people.
Yeah, that's one that I always forget about.
A friend of mine recommended that, and I really liked that one. I'm blanking at this point, but any good Christmas Carol, whether it's Patrick Stewart did a really good one, of course, the original with Alistair Sims. I will say honestly, if you have Apple TV, there's a movie with Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell I think it's called Spirited. It's a musical.
Oh yeah.
And the director is Sean Anders, who's from DeForest, Wisconsin.
Oh,
I think that's a great movie. Like I would loved it way more than I thought I would. I think it's a little long, but I thought it was really good. It was somebody was watching on the plane when I was flying back from Antarctica, and I was like, that's a really good Christmas movie. I need to watch that one again.
That's kind of new too.
Yeah,
right?
it was like
Isn't
2 years ago. So I'm trying to think of recent ones, but
so.
that's when I think, I mean, so many movies get lost in streaming, but that's when I would love to see people start watching year after year, because I thought it was really good. Like I said, way better than I expected it was going to be.
Yeah. I think my go-to as far as pop movies go is probably Home Alone. And again, not a great movie, but like comfort food. It's just got that that house, and that's what I like about the Griswolds. It's just, I like the house. I like the getting ready for Christmas and seeing all that. They do capture that, and Home Alone is kind of the same. Like it's in that north suburb of Chicago. Looks very Christmassy, colonial, and but yeah, I'm with you though. I think It's a Wonderful Life is probably the best one.
Yeah. So, well, you and I can watch it since nobody else will watch it with me anymore. So.
That's right. We'll send our families bowling or something.
That's right.
All right, so let's talk a little bit before we let you go. This ugly sweater thing, Rob, is this ever going to go away? Have we ugly sweater partied ourselves to death as Americans?
Here's the thing. Authentically ugly sweaters. You can't make ugly sweaters.
Right.
You know what I mean? You need to go and get an authentically ugly sweater. I don't want to see an ugly sweater with like Fortnite on it, or like, you know what I mean? Like these sort of fake ugly sweaters. It has to be authentically ugly. Yeah.
That's funny. All right. So you wrote about a couple things in CityCast, and these are things that are, I think, happening in December. There's a Santa run. Does Madison have to be health conscious all the time, Rob? Is it always have to be exercise related?
It was so crazy because I was like looking, and there was like a Santa run and a Krampus run and the Santa Cycle Rampage. Like I had a whole article just on like fitness Christmas things going on in Madison. I had no idea.
It's a great article. It's holiday events that will raise your spirits and your heart rate.
Right.
And when did Krampus, when did evil Christmas become a thing? You've got Silent Night, I guess the Grinch is pretty dark or can be. But when did the Krampus thing and all the darker,
it is so
scary
interesting.
Christmas?
There was like a movie like 5 years ago. I don't know where it came from, but it has become this kind of like goth emo alternative to Santa Claus. And that's just how people are. Some people just want to, have the bad kids be eaten or whatever Krampus does with them. So instead of not getting their favorite present or a lump of coal. Yeah.
Dude, thank you as always. So much fun. I hope everyone in the Thomas house has a great Christmas. And just keep up the great work. We love reading it, and it's fun to talk about this stuff.
Thanks, Pete. Merry Christmas.
You got it. You too, Rob. Thanks so much. That's Rob Thomas. Check out his work at CityCast Madison. It is a really fun publication to read. It just makes Madison fun to read about. And his, I heard that, Conrad.
No, you didn't.
And follow Rob on that Rob Thomas Substack. Great movie reviews there. He does great work. That was impressive. It was like a college dorm burp. It was like,
I blame this Diet Coke I'm sipping on right now.
Oh, that'll do it, man. Come on.
At least it wasn't over the mic.
Over the mic, yeah.
You could just hear it through the glass, so that was powerful.
No, you were very professional about it. I'm just saying it was louder, I think, than you thought.
How bad would it be if I just actually turned on my mic for all my burps?
That would not be acceptable on any level. It would be like the greatest movie burp I've ever seen is Jim Carrey in Dumb and Dumber when that girl is being sweet to him at the bar at the hotel, and he lets out this burp, and it startles her. And I think he really did that. And the actress it's worth a Google. It's really funny. Rachel on social media says, I mostly no longer engage in the holidays. That has removed the stress. Yeah, that'll do it, Rachel. That's our question. Our question of the night is, what do you find most stressful about the holidays? You can answer on social media. We post our question there every day on Facebook, and or you can send us a stream comment or text us on the app or the text line at 855-752-4842. Are we caught? We're not caught up. I've got a bit of a backlog here.
Yeah, we got some text actually that came in at the beginning of the show.
No, I thought I read those.
Mark from Prairie du Sac.
You might have taken a powder when I read those, Conrad. Let me see what oh my God, I did not read this. This is sad. Let's get this out of the way, and then we'll go to a commercial, because we were talking about skydiving earlier. And I said, there was like a 3-week period in my life where I was all about skydiving. I had to try it, and then there was a horrible accident, and I was like, never gave it a second thought. And Mark from Prairie du Sac says, a girl I knew in high school died in a skydiving accident that kind of ended any desire for me to leave a perfectly good airplane. Yeah, really. Unless the airplane's going down, I'm not risking it. 608. This is Pamela from Lodi. She says, waiting for my husband to ask me how much I spent on the grandkids. That's her biggest stressor. Our buddy John in the 608 says, hi, Peter and Conrad. The shopping is done. I can't think of a single reason to feel stressed about Christmas. Boy, that's the goal, John. No question about that.
You know, there is some stress. He spelled my name wrong.
Yeah, I know.
Again.
That stresses Conrad out.
That stresses me way out. You know, it's not with a C, it's with a K.
Okay. But you didn't have to, nobody would know that. Like, nobody listening would go, well, that sounded like you read that with a K.
I know.
And then I think I wanted to do this follow-up from Rachel in Milwaukee. She says, isn't it crazy? Thanks, boys, because we addressed Rachel's concern earlier.
Yeah, yep.
All right, we're coming back. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite.
Solitaire. I can remember when I caught up with a pastime intimate friend. She said
97.9 WGBW and WGBW.FM.
The train station in Appleton is trying to build a Hope fridge, and you can help. It's Amanda with another new Wisco 411. You can help them reach their goal of building a Hope fridge simply by joining their benefit show on Sunday, December 28th at 5 p.m. A Hope fridge provides food and general supplies for those in the area who need it. So by attending the show that includes musicians such as Tape and Tears, Quiver the Busker, Off-Brand Cereal, and more, you're helping them and your fellow man. Check it out. Head to WGBW.FM and click events.
America is kept safe because the Army National Guard responds, protects, and supports our nation when it needs them most. From fighting wildfires with air support, helping civilians in flooded neighborhoods, to delivering food and supplies to those who have lost everything, the Army National Guard always responds when disaster strikes. The Army National Guard also trains to be ever vigilant against threats, foreign and domestic. They protect our skies with missile defense weaponry. They secure our information, communications, and infrastructure with cybersecurity. And they protect us against chemical, biological, and radiological hazards with the civilian support team. The Army National Guard also stands ready to deploy and provide support for conflicts or humanitarian missions abroad. Join the Army National Guard and be there to respond, protect, and support your community and your country. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Army National Guard. Aired by the Wisconsin Broadcasters Association and this station.
When a warrior faces adversity, he fights through it. He finds a way. Freedom isn't free. Rolling strong. Belief. Believe you can, and you will.
Wheelchairs for Warriors provides mobility solutions to veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty. Join the mission and visit wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
Being blind doesn't look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support.
Learn more at fightingblindness.org, a public service message from the Foundation.
This is Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba. I am Pete Schwaba, and it is great to have you here tonight, folks. We're broadcasting statewide from beautiful downtown Green Bay. Conrad Krieger on the other side of the glass in the warm room.
Yeah, like you said, it's kind of like the sideline for you.
It is. It's like, I feel like a quarterback. I get done, and I go over there in the break to get warm, and then I come back out here. Makes it doable. However,
I got the long coat for you over here, too.
Put that over right. But we've got our pal Dan Marcus doing a solid, showing up with a space heater.
I mean, that's pretty cool.
Very cool. I got nothing but good things to say about Dan. All right, so our question of the night is, what stresses you out the most about the holidays? We're working our way through text, and I have to preface that last text I read from Rachel. We answered her question because she was mad at Sydney Politics / Frankenstein. Well, she's upset with his dad because he scheduled a back procedure, which could be a massage,
an adjustment from a chiropractor.
It could be it could be a what do they call that? Elective surgery or procedure. We just said we think Sydney's dad deserves a talking to. But
yes,
Sydney's a good guy, and Rachel's is a good guy too. We've got where are we? John Murray from Madison says, what's the point? Most of us have a conversation at work about the stress of the holiday season and then come up with a stress point to fixate on. Not cool. There is almost always a little something in my life that feels like a hot mess for a minute. Stressing over it never solves or helps. So, he continues, also eating and drinking a lot for a week is pretty damn satisfying. I say no stress there. John always crushes his texts.
Yeah, he does.
And it's true. You can't control, like when you're nervous or anxious about something, that doesn't fix it. It's wasted energy, but that's easier said than done. That's intellectualizing an emotion, which is almost impossible. Monica from Mount Horeb says, okay, heard the question now. What stresses me out is acting like I am looking forward to the holidays, the hype that doesn't live up to the end result, and feeling bad about myself because I've been brainwashed to believe I should enjoy it, but don't. Sorry. Bah humbug. Monica, do you watch A Christmas Carol and cheer for the ghosts? I'm teasing. I enjoy Monica's text, and that's very funny. And I bet deep down, somewhere in Monica's soul, she likes Christmas. So, Jewel from Cross Plains. Where's Cross Plains, Conrad? Do you know where that is? Cross Plains.
It's in the cross section of a plane.
Over by the plains, yeah. Not Planes. Jewel says, debating the existence of Santa Claus with a fourth grader. Also, Pete, you're not that old. Area codes mean nothing in the cellular telephone era. Come on. I know, but it's like that's how you, when I make the mistake and say, like so-and-so in Madison from the 262, it makes it sound like I'm the one that thinks that area code is Madison's area code. So I'm trying to prove my intelligence.
There you go. You nailed it.
My intelligence by correcting myself, Jewel. But you're absolutely right. Everybody has cell phones. I have an 818 area code. So
Cross Plains is near Madison. Close to Madison. So.
The burbs, baby. John Murray from Madison, which is the 608. Jewel, thank you very much. John says, do you hear everyone complaining about taking a vacation from work with the family? We live in a warped society. We really do. John continues and says, everything is a hassle except going to work. And continues again, Orlando is the creepiest city I've ever visited. I did stand up there years ago. I remember thinking it was clean. I don't remember much about Orlando. But John says, a million strip clubs, bring your own beer, juice bars. Yikes. John's got a lot to say today.
Christmas in Vegas.
Christmas in Vegas. Then he says, some relief after a Disney day black. Melissa, control your man. Do you feel the same way? Let us know. Rich from Wisconsin Rapids, that is the 715. Why are there less civic media programs on WFHR 97.5? Just, okay. Well, there's changes coming, Rich. Hang in there, buddy. I think you'll be happy.
Oh, yeah.
A few changes taking place here at Civic Media, but all positive stuff. But thank you for the text, Rich. Appreciate it. And finally, John Murray says, okay, now I'm stressed. Conrad, thanks a lot. Oh, nice going, Con.
Well, now we shouldn't be because he spelled it right.
I know, but he's our friend. You know what, John, if it makes you feel better, Con spells your name Jon without the H.
Yeah, there's no...
It's a whole silent letter
There's no
battle.
need for an H.
There's no need for an H. This is interesting. So we're talking about stress at the holidays. But I saw this. This was in USA Today. It was a study published in Psychological Science. And it's the top 10 life decisions people stress over most. Not just necessarily the holidays, but whether to accept a new job or not.
That's a good one.
Because you might have a job that's like, this is pretty good. That's better if it works out. Then to use your boss as a reference, that gets awkward. Whether to quit your job without an alternative gig. I'm just from the generation that you don't do that.
Yeah.
It's way too stressful.
You don't quit a job before you have a new one. That's just terrible.
No. You wait till you get that job, then you leave your previous employer in the lurch.
Give him a 2-week notice.
I'm kidding, Sage.
Come on.
Whether to invest money. I'm not a financial guy. I've made mistakes. I've had money, lost money, whatever. But I will say investing money, the safest thing seems like land. Because at least you own, like if you buy property in America, you own part of what was once the greatest country in the world. No, but you own something, not just like, it's not like on the stock market, you do it, but it freaks you out a little bit.
I think, that's good, but what about owning Sawbucks?
Sawbucks in your pocket.
Investing.
Nothing wrong with that, buddy.
In old Sawbucks. They're going to be worth $10. They're going to be worth war.
You invest in old money slang terms.
I invest in
Good luck with that. And mulch. All right, when we come back, we're talking Christmas in Hayward with photographer Chris Netz. That's next on Nite Lite with Pete Schwaba on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Hi, James. Can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yeah, just wanted to come on, just test the audio here quick. How's your day going?
Pretty good. How about yours?
It's going well.
Do you want camera on?
That's up to you. If you want to, that's fine. But
are you wearing clothes, James? Because if you're wearing clothes, that would be great.
I am wearing clothes.
All right.
I had to throw some on real quick, though. No, I'm kidding.
Well, we appreciate the effort. It's totally up to you, buddy. Looking forward to this.
I'll show you what I've got for background. I don't know. Can you see me okay?
Yeah. No, it looks great.
There's a reason why I'm on the backside of a camera and not in front of a camera.
Well, I can't see you, James, but I'm sure everything looks dynamite. So, and the audio sounds great. So, thank you again. And we're going to go here in just a few minutes.
Okay.
This is ABC News.
I'm meteorologist Mace Michaels. Cloudy with a chance of rain tonight and mild as temperatures hold steady to rising through the 30s and 40s, staying there through the morning tomorrow before rain changes to snow tomorrow afternoon and temps drop back through the 30s. And windy, staying colder for Friday and the weekend. It's 32 degrees.
You're a storyteller, negotiator, artist, innovator. Whatever your passion,
Whatever your skills, behind the scenes or in front, you belong here. A career in broadcast media. Local radio and TV stations in every town and city need someone like you. So do what you love and bring your talent to life. Your passion, your skills, your career. You belong here. Learn more at youbelonghere.media.
You are never far away from your favorite radio station. We're always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app. And if you missed your favorite show or game, listen to a podcast of it anytime on the app or our website, civicmedia.us.
I was stuck in a state of panic and endless rituals. So I made the call.
Mental health care works when you make the call. Visit mentalhealthcareworks.org. A message from the American Psychiatric Association Foundation.
We are the National Park Foundation, and together with you,
Welcome back. All right, we are having some fun tonight, folks. Rob Thomas was here. Mace Michaels was here. Been reading a lot of your great texts about our question of the night, which is what stresses you out the most about the holidays. You still have time to get an answer in if you like, and I will read it on the radio. Right now, it is my pleasure to welcome someone from one of the most beautiful areas of our state, especially this time of year, Hayward, Wisconsin. It's just a beautiful city, and it's one of those picturesque places where you feel like they should shoot a movie. And we can talk about all of that with our next guest, who just happens to be a photographer, and this is his first time on Nite Lite. So it is my pleasure to welcome Mr. James Netz. Hi, James.
Pete, how are you? Thanks for
Doing
having
very
us.
well. Oh, yeah, my pleasure. So I have you on here to talk about Christmas in Hayward, which is great. You're also a photographer. So are you a photographer that takes pictures of Hayward? Is that a side business, or is what you do, are you on the Chamber of Commerce? How do those two things tie in?
Well, that's a lot of questions to answer. I am a...
If you could do it all in less than 10 words, we'll let you get on with your evening.
Oh, I don't know about that, Pete. But I am a professional photographer, videographer. I've been in downtown Hayward for a little over 15 years now. Yes, I take pictures, a lot of pictures of Hayward, a lot of wildlife, landscape, that kind of thing. We have a storefront on 2nd Street. And I'm also the president of the downtown Hayward BID. BID is Business Improvement District.
Nice. Wow. Okay. So we've got a lot to talk about here. This looks like such a fun, and I would say event. It's not really an event because you guys start in late November and you have activities all the way up until Christmas, basically. It's interesting. I live in the Marinette area, James, and Marinette, also known to me as Christmas City, USA. But Marinette's a small town. Hayward is just small enough where you have that movie feel, and you can have caroling and hot chocolate. And is this the kind of thing where everybody in the town participates?
It is. All the businesses get together, and Hallmark has nothing on downtown Hayward during Christmas.
It seems like it.
And we, to be clear, we actually start at the end of October and go all the way up through just before Christmas. So,
oh, wow. Okay. Well, let's talk about some of the stuff you guys offer, and I won't go back to November because that's behind us. But on the 19th, you have, this is so fun. You guys, it's just this poster, you've branded everything so beautifully. Like you just say it and people know, you can picture it. And on the 19th, you have a Charlie Brown skating party, which makes everybody just want to be part of that, right? I mean, you think of the cartoon and you want to get out there. Tell us about the Charlie Brown skating party.
Well, that happened. That's going to be happening, I believe, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or
Friday.
And that is in downtown Hayward. It's mainly for the little ones to be skating.
Do you skate, James?
You know, I haven't for a number of years, but I was quite the speed skater in Milwaukee back in the day.
Really? Is that right? Did you like square off against Dan Jansen or?
Don't I wish? Back then I did pretty good. And
Nice.
every year I really want to get back into it. So I love skating.
Oh, that's awesome, James. All right. So tell us, how did this month or 2 month long Christmas celebration start in Hayward?
Yeah, it started a number of years ago. It was called the Lure of Lights. And downtown, a few downtown Hayward businesses got together, and they every year, end of October, they would light up all the buildings in downtown Hayward, and the businesses would have different events. I think they used to even do, if my memory serves me well, used to do like wiener dog races or something like that in town. So there was a lot of different activities and parades and that kind of thing. And then Billy Joe Sabin from Angler's Bar and Grill in downtown Hayward took over the Christmas, took over the Lure of Lights and named it Christmas in Hayward. And she just absolutely loves Christmas and the whole atmosphere, if you will, around Christmas, and really has been doing an amazing job getting together all the different activities.
That's so fun. Now, let me ask you this. It sounds like, Hayward sounds like just small enough of a town where most of the people probably know each other or faces. Do you get tourists? Do you want tourists to come to Christmas in Hayward if they're looking for that picturesque kind of experience?
Absolutely. What's interesting about the Christmas in Hayward is it really is a blend of a lot of local folks come in, and for the different activities, but you also have a very vast tourism industry in Hayward, and we depend upon tourism tremendously in the area. And it's neat to see tourists come in and stay in our different establishments, but also a lot of folks have lake homes in the area and that kind of thing, and looking for things to do to come to downtown for.
Okay, that's so cool. All right, on Saturday, December 20th, you have a hot chocolate crawl.
We
and
do.
Gingerbread house judging. This is just way too folksy and fun down home. This is amazing. Tell us about that.
So the hot chocolate crawl, my business is going to be part of that as well. There's a competition where you go around to the different businesses and sample all the different hot cocoa recipes. And I got to tell you, they're pretty darn good. I have not won the prestigious award of, winning that contest, but I have sampled some, and it's pretty amazing. People come from all over for that.
So I know that I remember my cousins from Chicago would always go up to Hayward. We went up to the Eagle River area, but they loved Hayward, and I think it speaks to the beauty of the area. That back in the day, that was like an 8-hour drive from Chicago, but people didn't care. They just wanted to get there. And
Right.
How has it changed over the years? Are there enough hotel rooms for people, or is it mostly a cottage sort of industry?
No, there's a lot of hotel rooms. In fact, we've got a lot. Some of the hotels in the area are expanding. The only time that I caution anybody about, being able to stay anywhere in Hayward is, during the Berkey, right? That really fills up the area. But no, we have plenty of hotels to stay in.
So we just talked about the Berkey a couple nights ago. Sean Connolly was here. Do you know
Yep.
Sean? Okay.
I do.
Do you guys get along?
We do. I hope so. We do.
He kind of badmouthed you the whole time he was here.
That's good. I don't blame him. I don't blame him at all. No, it is funny that we bring that up. We've been doing the photography and video for the Berkey for 12 years now.
Wow.
So, yeah. So I know the Berkey well, and I know Sean.
Do you take part in the cross-country skiing? Are you part of that?
The skiing itself? No, we're
Yeah.
too busy doing the photo and the video.
That's great. All right. So tell people a little bit about your business, James. Where can they find out more information about your photography business or Christmas in Hayward.
So great question. Let's start with Christmas in Hayward. There is a website and a social media site for Christmas in Hayward. I'm sure with, just go out to Facebook and look it up, search it. And then also on our bid website, you can find a calendar of events, and then also the the particulars and the information about all the activities that are going on in Hayward, but also for Christmas in Hayward specifically as well. And that's downtown Hayward WI.com.
Okay,
downtown
perfect.
Hayward WI.com.
And go there and check out the event schedule, folks, because there's so much going on. Most of it this year is past, but they've got events Friday night, the Charlie Brown skating party, December 20th, the hot chocolate crawl and gingerbread house judging, and every Saturday, fire pit and s'mores. This just sounds like it sounds like a Hallmark movie, James. You guys also, I love this because I was just talking to Rob Thomas about how I'm just so over the ugly sweater. The ugly sweater events are everywhere. But you have a run, like you're taking it to another level, which I find fascinating.
We do. And it's pretty fun this year. In fact, we were supposed to have the ugly sweater run, the 5K run last Saturday, but because of weather that was 15 below zero without wind chill, we decided that we would probably not endanger folks in doing that on last Saturday. So we've actually rescheduled everything for last Saturday in combination with what we're doing this weekend as well. So we've got the ugly sweater run, which starts at 10. And then the horse-drawn sleigh rides are going on. The bid is doing or sponsoring the carols for Christmas. So we've got a few different groups walking around and doing their caroling, and then that's going to be judged at the lot. The lot is on the corner of Kansas and 3rd. So yours truly will be doing some DJ work over there, playing some Christmassy music and kind of keeping everything festive as well. But Ariana Johnson, one of our superstar entrepreneurs, which her and her husband own a few businesses in town now. She owns the lot, and they're going to have food trucks over there and different vendors, kind of a little Christmas village, if you will, on Saturday.
That's so great.
Well. Yep.
It just sounds like a blast, James. I hope the event or the events just go swimmingly. And I have to ask you, are you a lifelong native of Hayward?
I am not. I wish I was. I'm kind of done a circle tour, Milwaukee, UP of Michigan, Twin Cities, and now I have dual residency in Hayward and the Twin Cities yet. But
I didn't know you needed citizenship to go to Minneapolis. That's great. Before we let you get out of here, I ask a lot of my guests this. Are you binge watching anything you could recommend?
Oh my God. I wish I could. We work a lot of hours nonstop. Some of my, I guess my most recent show that I really love is Landman. That's a great show.
That's a great recommendation. James, thanks so much for your time tonight. Have a great time this weekend, dance or skating like Charlie Brown or watching the kids skate like Charlie Brown. And I hope everything is a blast. Merry Christmas and happy holidays.
Merry Christmas to you. And thanks again. And hope to see everybody up in Hayward.
Check it out, folks. That's James Netz. And he'll take your picture, too, while you're up there because he's a photographer. So check out Hayward, Wisconsin, an absolutely beautiful place. We are coming back next to finish up with some of your texts and wrap this thing up. It's Pete Schwaba and Nite Lite on the Civic Media Radio Network.
Ride like the 747 and you lose yourself in the sky among the clouds in the heaven goes. Let this groove right up the fuse. It's all right, all right, all right, all
Sturgeon Spirits of Oshkosh. Next door to their cocktail bar and tasting room on Oregon Street is the Ready Room, open for your next event. A private bar with aviation-inspired details. It's ideal for intimate parties, conferences, or holiday parties and reunions. Sturgeon Spirits, 2663 Oregon Street in Oshkosh, and at grocery and liquor stores throughout the Fox Valley. As you begin your holiday travels, buy local, drink global, and take a piece of Oshkosh with you. SturgeonSpirits.com.
With locations in Appleton and Oshkosh, Insight Eye Care has been serving the Fox Valley since 1972, offering comprehensive eye care services. Their doctors also share a special interest in treating chronic dry eye disease, providing specialty contact lenses, and expert pediatric eye care. Find Insight Eye Care on North Sawyer Street in Oshkosh and Chain Drive in Appleton. Improving lives by improving sight with quality eye care for everyone in your family. Insight Eye Care. Visit wiinsight.com to schedule your eye exam today.
Timeout.
All right. Remember, we're a team that plays together. Listen, the winning will take care of itself. We just have to get everyone involved.
In interscholastic sports, we celebrate what makes every one of us unique. And in the pursuit of a common goal, everyone in the huddle, in the bleachers, and in the community comes together. This message presented by the WIAA and the Wisconsin Athletic Directors Association.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age
Are the heart of America. As the nation's largest nonprofit resource of expert business mentoring, SCORE has helped millions of entrepreneurs build their businesses for free. Find a mentor today at score.org.
You are listening to your local Civic Media radio station on air. Thank you. Did you know we are always streaming on TuneIn and the Civic Media app too? And if you miss a show or game, find it wherever you get your podcasts or on our website, civicmedia.us.
Doctors Without Borders is delivering life-saving medical care where it's needed most in communities around the world. From bandaging war-wounded patients in Sudan to providing clean drinking water in Haiti, we're in more than 70 countries worldwide, bringing patients from sick to recovering, from emergency to aid, from crisis to care. This life-saving care is made possible by a global movement of supporters like you. Thank you.
All night long, nobody don't dance on the edge of the dark. We've got the radio on, and it feels like love.
Welcome back. Tomorrow night on Nite Lite, we have another great show lined up. Matt Doherty will be here to talk World Snowshoe. Is it the World Snowshoe Championship?
Yeah.
And it's in Oshkosh, folks. So do not go to sleep in the Fox Valley, my friends. Oshkosh is the host. It's going to be fun. He is the director of North Country Sports. Matt Doherty will be here. James Runday, a Madison-based filmmaker and musician, will make the popcorn pick of the week. It's going to be a really fun show. And I'd like to thank all my guests tonight. Mace Michaels, great to meet Mace. Rob Thomas was here in hour number 2, and James Netz from Christmas in Hayward. Sounds like a really fun event. Thank you for all your texts and calls. We got a few texts to get through here. Steady Eddie. Oh, I love Steady Eddie. You ever get that like feeling when Steady Eddie sends a text and you go, oh, wow, that's like a book. I cannot wait to read.
Yeah.
Seriously, like he puts, and a lot of our texters do, but Steady Eddie always comes in under the wire towards the end of the show. He says, Pete, the thing that stresses me out the most during this week before Christmas is when a certain radio personality, whose name shall remain nameless, but his initials are PETESCHWABA, reminds me of how much stress I'm feeling with his Nite Lite question of the day. Thanks, Schwaba. A whole bunch of fun emojis. I don't get emojis like this on my phone. He's got Christmas trees and carolers and people crying. He says, thanks, Schwaba. I'm experiencing a silent Christmas scream. I'll be okay, Pete. I think I just need to take it easy and eat some treats. 1, eggnog ice cream. 2, Hershey Kiss. 3, breathe and relax. 4, rinse with a cappuccino and repeat. Sounds like Steady Eddie's having a great holiday season.
You know,
he says, happy holidays, Steady Eddie. Thank you, buddy. Happy holidays to you, too.
Speaking of Hershey's Kiss, I don't know if you remember this. Do you remember they no longer make it anymore, but it used to be
Hershey's Kisses?
No. They make the Hershey's Kisses still. But
okay.
There was a variation of it. And I remember it was one of my favorite things that I'd get in my stocking or whatever. It was the Hershey's Kiss, and they had a chocolate coating over it.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you remember, like, it was like a hard coating or whatever?
But
they don't make them anymore.
Well, it's not a coating. It's like a crunch over the chocolate.
Yeah.
It's like an M&M.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do kind of remember that.
So it was just like a TikTok that came up on my feed, and it said discontinued like Christmas treats, and that one was first. I was like, I totally that just out of my mind for so many years, and it just came back. I was like, that is one of the best Christmas treats I had.
I remember putting pounds of Hershey's Kisses in my mouth and just letting it melt when I was a kid. I loved that.
I do that with M&Ms.
Yeah, M&Ms are the same way because
Yeah.
then the crunch part melts off. Kelly Weiscarver, who I believe is involved with Christmas in Hayward, was on the stream. I missed her comments. She says, tell us about the Ugly Sweater Run and Christmas Village at the Lot, which James did.
Yes, he did.
He did not miss a beat. Kelly says, thanks so much. Thank you, Kelly, for listening. And I hope you have fun up there in Hayward this weekend and leading up to Christmas. So we've got these other, here's what I don't understand. Like this list about the best cities for Christmas. I guess I'm more, and I said I liked Christmas in LA mostly because it was, my family was there. It was just my own little family. And that's fun too at Christmas. Like the extended family is fun, but we had a blast in LA in our Christmases. But I wouldn't put LA high up on the Christmas. Like I'm more of a traditionalist. And I think there should be more upper Midwest cities on this list. Atlanta was number 1, Orlando 4, Vegas 5, San Francisco and Seattle. At least those are old cities and probably have a lot of tradition. The Vegas, Orlando, and Atlanta thing, I don't. And Atlanta's they're all great cities. I mean, I don't know if they're all great cities. Atlanta's a wonderful town. But New Orleans is number 9. I need some greens, some evergreen, some Christmas trees.
I guess we haven't, you experienced it kind of in LA, but I don't think I've experienced a Christmas like that.
Yeah.
Outside of, I think I did once, but I don't remember it really. No. But I've always just had Christmas in cold, wintry areas. So it's like kind of the thing that resonates with me more than if I had it somewhere where these people have had it all the time, where it's like, going outside, you can wear shorts and a T-shirt.
Yeah. I mean, most of our Christmases, even when we lived on the West Coast, we would come back here. But the ones we didn't, we enjoyed. But like, I feel like Christmas cities, if you're voting best Christmas cities, it should be towns where there are pine trees close by or snow.
Yeah.
Not necessarily, not to say you can't enjoy Christmas other places, but I was surprised that none of those cities made this list.
Well, they're not going to have chestnuts roasting on open fire there.
Well, you could have an
It's just
going
to be too warm, though,
It's going to be too warm, but you are roasting them on an open fire, and they are chestnuts. You might have to order them and pay $40 for shipping and handling, but you'll get them.
The state tax.
The state tax, that's right.
Not international shipping, but the state tax is time.
Exactly. So anyway, I'm excited. On Friday, folks, this is just a little sneak peek. The Bears and the Packers square off again, the oldest rivalry, I think not just in the NFL, but in pro sports.
Oh, yeah. It's
because the NFL is so old, so it's got to be, right?
One of the other ones is Boston and Los Angeles. Basketball.
Basketball. Oh, and the Yankees and Red Sox, of course, in baseball. But the Bears-Packers, part 2 is this Saturday night. And on Friday, we are going to have, this will be a fun little Bear-Packer talk. Conrad, Parker Olson, and Greg Anderson will be here from Make the Call.
Yes.
Dom, who has produced me before when I've been in Madison and produces John and Gordy, is also a Bear fan like me. So it'll be 3 against 2. But I think that'll be a fun discussion.
It'll be so
it's
fun.
It's going to be a lot of fun.
Actually, on Make the Call, Dom is joining as well. So
yeah. I didn't get that invitation. That's okay. All right, folks. We've had a lot of fun here tonight. We'll be back to do it all over again tomorrow. Love that you guys are part of the show. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your texts. We'll see you tomorrow night. On behalf of the lovable producer, Conrad, I'm Pete Schwaba saying good night, Wisconsin.
Can't take